No.
Welcome to the Conservation Commission of February 18th. Now is, welcome to the Conservation Commission meeting of February 18th, 2026. The Wareham Conservation Commission will hold a meeting under Chapter 131, Section 40 of the General Laws of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts Wetland Protection Act, the Town of Wareham Wetlands Protection Bylaw, Division 6, and any other applicable laws. All hearings of the Wareham Conservation Commission are held simultaneously under the authorities of the Massachusetts Wetland Protection Act and the Town of Wareham Wetlands Protection Bylaw, Division 6. Although a single decision of the Commission is issued, it represents a separate decision under each authority. All matters listed may involve a decision and possible vote. Roll call, please, starting with Jessica.
Jessica Parr.
Scott Sobey.
Paula Jean O'Neill.
Sandy Slavin.
Michael Mercier.
Ahmed Bowdy.
I declare the meeting open. We have a quorum. First hearing, please. I have one continued, would be 17 Atlantic Ave, has asked for a continuance. If there's anybody here for that, there'll be no discussion. That's 17 Atlantic Ave. Michael, the first hearing, please.
All right. Pursuant to the provisions of the Massachusetts Wetland Protection Act, General Laws, Chapter 131, Section 40, and the Wareham Wetland Protective Bylaw, Division 6, a public hearing will be held in Room 520, Wareham Multi-Center Service Center, 48 Marion Road, Wareham, Mass., on Wednesday, February 18th, 2026, at 6 p.m. All right, first hearing. On the request for determination of applicability for Alexander Estes, 6 Eldredge Court, Wareham, Massachusetts, 02571, demolishing current 3-season porch sunroom and building family room and bath in place of it. Map 50A, lots 279, 6 Eldredge Court, Wareham, Mass. And notice the open hearing, please.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor. Jessica? Scott?
Aye.
Paula Jean?
Aye.
Sandy, yes. Michael?
Yes.
Kwame,
Yes.
the hearing is open. I have to do a roll call because we have somebody on Zoom, so you're going to hear our names many times. Okay, and is there anybody here representing this project? Please come forward and identify yourself.
I am Alexander Estes, representing the project.
All right, talk to us.
So currently we have a 3-season porch. It was made before we owned the house. It was just me and my wife for many years. So we have a growing family now. We're just looking to make it a more usable space for us. Currently it's just laundry. We're looking to make it into a family room where we have a little more room to spread out with our 2 girls, and a second bathroom because there's 4 of us in the house now instead of 2 of us. So we're just looking to make it a more usable space for us.
All right. Questions on the board? I'll start with Kwame.
No questions, thank you.
Michael?
Yes, just on the map, on the plans, where is the 30-foot no activity zone located? Because it looks like the property is located pretty close to some like wetlands or water in the back. So I just had a hard time distinguishing whereabouts the property is to those wetlands. And it didn't really look like it was staked that well, but it looked like it was spray painted on the
Yeah,
side,
so
correct?
I had a hard time staking, obviously, the
Sure,
ground's
that's
frozen.
fine.
So that's about where it's going to be. The AE goes more close to my fence, if you recall, the higher flood zone, whereas the lower one's in closer towards my house. I believe the wetlands is more of the backside where Mark's Cove is. That would be my guess. But yeah, we are definitely in the lower flood zone for sure, according to my flood insurance company and to the plot survey.
All right. Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Paula Jean?
No questions, thank you.
Scott?
No questions.
Jessica?
No questions, thank you.
What foundation do you have now under the porch?
It's block currently. It's going to be poured. New foundation.
No digging?
There will be digging
Some.
for the
So it'll go from
foundation. Yep. But it
loose
won't be
blocks
it won't be a full basement. It's just going to be a
crawl space?
crawl space, yep.
Okay. Christine, any comment?
With there being digging, it might be a good idea just to have some erosion controls around that limit of work,
Okay.
just so that not, like, no sedimentation can occur or anything can get back towards that wetland that's further in the back.
Okay.
Is there anybody online or in the audience who would like to comment on this project? Thank you.
Move to close the hearing.
I have a motion
Second.
to close and a second. All in favor, Jessica?
Aye.
Scott? Paula Jean?
Aye.
Michael?
Aye.
Kwame? Sandy? Yes, the hearing is closed. Christine, your recommendation?
-3, -6 with erosion controls around the limit of digging.
So moved.
Second.
Sec-
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, Jessica?
Aye.
Aye.
Paula Jean? Michael?
Aye.
Kwame? Sandy?
Yes.
Yes, the hearing is closed. You have the project. Please, before you start anything, get all your paperwork from Christine. Of course, it's going to take a while for the snow to melt for you to do anything,
Yeah.
but you have the project. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a good night.
Yep, you too.
Thank you, too.
Next one, please.
All right. All right, on the notice of intent for Mark Silva, 186 Otis Street, Hingham, Mass. The applicant is filing this notice of intent in response to an enforcement order. This enforcement order was issued to Mr. Grant on August 21st, 2025, and Mr. Silver acquired ownership of this property on September 18th, 2025. The enforcement order was issued to address unpermitted activities which previously occurred at this property. These included enlarging an existing patio, and constructing a new paver patio, a stone dust patio, two small stone dust storage areas, and a small block retaining wall for a sand-seated area. Also, approximately 375 square feet of coastal dune was altered and converted to a sand-seated area. The photograph below shows the unpermitted structures to be removed and the sand seating area to be planted with American beach grass. In addition to remediating the unpermitted work, the applicant would also like to remove approximately 120 square foot of the existing stone driveway. This area will be loomed and seeded at the completion of the work. Map 50F, Lot 169, 1 Reynolds Avenue, Wareham, Mass. Notice of open hearing, please.
Second.
I have a motion and second. All in favor, Jessica?
Aye.
Aye.
Scott? Thank you. Paula Jean? Michael?
Aye.
Kwame?
Yes.
Sandy, yes, the hearing is open. And who's representing this project, please?
Good evening, Brian Grady, GAF Engineering, here for the applicant, Mark Silva. This is an application, a notice filed in response to an enforcement order issued a number of months ago. I don't know if you folks had the opportunity to get out there at that point, because you're probably not going to see anything if you went recently. So yeah, the project before you is to remove the unpermitted structures, which were just listed and read by Michael. In addition to that, Mr. Silva wants to remove a small section of the existing gravel driveway. All areas where the stone dust or the pavers will be removed, will be loamed and seeded, except for the sand seeding area, which is a nice coarse sand and ready for planting without very much preparation. It'll be planted with American beach grass. And that's the long and short of the project, if I could answer any questions.
This time I'll start with Jessica.
No questions.
Scott?
You're right, Brian. I really couldn't see anything out there except for snow. But there are pictures in the packet, so I'd go by that. But I count 7 unpermitted structures. Is that how you would count them as well?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, depending on what you call a structure, yeah, 7 would probably be, yeah.
Unpermitted areas, let's put it that way. Okay, we're on the same page for that then.
Yes.
Thank you. No more questions.
Paula Jean?
No, also I went out and saw the snow, but the pictures told the story. Same thing, no other questions. Thank you.
Michael?
Same song and dance. I also went out there, couldn't really see much except for maybe the chairs and I think the driveway, which I also saw, because that was kind of next to the house. But other than that, the pictures did help a lot, so thank you. But I really don't have any questions, so thank you.
Kwame?
No questions, thanks.
Well, I happen to keep my August 4th, 25 pictures, so I know what it looked like before the snow hit. So I was quite surprised to find all the tables and chairs still out there. I guess the new owner just was easier. No, so the existing sand pit will be planted, right?
Yeah, it's a nice coarse sand, so it's ready for planting with really no preparation.
So all the stones around it will be removed. Where will they be going?
The pavers, everything will be removed off-site.
Okay. The area underneath the stone patios will be removed and removed and planted. The driveway, what is he going to do for a driveway if he's removing the stones?
Well, there's still enough remaining gravel driveway to park. He's just looking to create more yard space. So that there is parking area remaining. It's just
Okay.
being made a little smaller.
It's just too bad this new owner has got the problems left by the previous owner. Christine, your comments?
How is this work going to be done? Is it all going to be done by hand or?
It should be able to be accomplished by hand. The stone dust, I don't think it's enough to really get in there or hire any equipment to get in there. It's just, some labor with some shovels and some backhoes, wheelbarrows to get it to a pickup and just find a site to dispose of it somewhere off-site.
Okay. And are there going to be any materials left on the property in the process of this?
Well, you mean like the pavers or the blocks?
Yeah, are you going to just haul all that out same time that you're doing the work, or you?
Yeah,
gonna
that
have,
should all be removed off-site. The plan does show a bit of that patio directly behind the house to remain that was pre-existing.
Yeah.
What the new patio, pavers and the stone dust and the blocks will be removed off-site, yes.
Yeah, I think I saw on the plan that that original patio is going to be reconstructed.
Yeah, whether it's just saw cut and left in place with those dimensions or reconstructed or in some fashion, but it's to remain what was originally there, yes.
Okay. And just one more question. With the beach grass, are you just planning on planting beach grass or grass? Oh my God, grass. Or did you want to sort of try and add a little bit of maybe dune fencing to help that dune reform?
We're just calling for the grass right now. I know the association does use dune fencing quite a bit on the beach to hold some sand, but I think with the vegetation out on the beach side, the wind really isn't going to blow this sand away. It's got lawn on this side and beach grass on that side, so I don't think the wind's going to affect this small area.
Yeah, it'll probably start growing because the last time I checked on the coastal erosion at like 2018, it was starting to accrete in that area. So at the very least, the dune will likely reform over there. But that's the only questions I had. One comment I do want to make, though, is we are waiting for determination from NHESP still. I don't know if you may have received it. I just haven't yet.
No, I haven't. They did contact me when I initially made the filing. I sent them email PDFs of the application and the plan, but I have not heard anything back yet, no.
All right.
The backhoe was a slip, right, Brian?
It was.
Okay.
Wheelbarrow backhoe.
Wheelbarrow backhoe, right?
The existing pathway to the beach, I see that most of the sand fence has been removed. Was that intended to be rebuilt just except for the place for the path to go through, or no discussion on that?
I'm not sure what sand fence,
Well, there was fencing along the property line at the end of the grass area back in August. And it still existed, there's a gap in this fence in front of this person's property.
if it's on association property,
Okay, then it's up to the association to,
yeah, I don't know if Mr.
Replace.
Grant put that in, or the
okay,
association put that in, but we can follow up on
Okay.
that.
okay. Anybody online or in the audience would like to comment on 1 Reynolds Ave?
Motion to close the
I
hearing?
have a motion to close the hearing.
Second.
I have a second. All in favor? I'm going to, Jessica?
Aye.
Are you going to wait for
Apology.
NHESP?
We have to wait for NHESP's determination.
What are they going to do for us?
This is the priority and estimated habitat.
We don't know yet.
Nothing yet from them.
Oh, please withdraw your second.
Withdrawing my second.
Please withdraw your motion.
Withdrawing
Withdraw
the
the
motion.
motion.
Then I need a motion to continue until, what's the next one?
So move.
March 4th.
Motion to,
3-4. Going to continue until 3-4, waiting for a endangered habitat report.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to continue. All in favor?
aye.
Jessica?
Aye.
Scott? Paula Jean? Michael?
Aye.
Kwame?
Yes.
Sandy? Yes. Needing a report on endangered species. All right. Next ones, please.
All right. All right. On the request for a notice of intent for Michelle Score, 68 Scores Path, East Wareham, Massachusetts. The applicant is proposing 2 small additions to the existing dwelling. The existing porch will be reconstructed upon completion of the project. Also, the portion of the existing driveway in front of the dwelling will be shifted approximately 10 feet toward the road. A straw wattle barrier will be in place prior to construction. Map 18, Lot 1000, C, 68 Squaws Path, Wareham, Massachusetts. And notice to open hearing, please.
Second?
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, Jessica, Scott?
Aye.
Paula
Aye.
Jean,
Aye.
Michael?
Aye.
Kwame,
Yes.
Sandy, the hearing is open. Please identify yourselves.
Brian Grady, GAF Engineering.
Michelle Shaw, owner of 68 Squaws Path.
So as read in the legal advertisement, Ms. Shaw is planning a few small additions at the property here. She just recently acquired this. You'll see that they're all occurring on the road side of the house, away from the coastal bank, away from the salt marsh at the bottom of the bank. Don't know if any of you got out there. There are a couple stakes put in that I was able to get in through the ice. So the additions are relatively small. They're on the landward side. There's no activity within the 30-foot no activity zone. We are proposing some siltation control, erosion control at the 30-foot no activity zone. And due to the additions coming off of the street side of the house, the existing driveway, which is currently located in that area, there'll be about a 10-foot shift, moving that away from the home, away from the new addition, and closer to the street. And if we can answer any questions.
Jessica,
No questions at this time.
Scott?
One of the stakes was under the roll-off dumpster. The other one, the roll-off dumpster collection guy was about ready to run that one over too.
Yeah, no, I know. Unfortunately, the dumpster couldn't be removed last week because of the huge amount of snow, and then the stakes were put there. But you had an idea of where the dumpster was, is where the mudroom is being placed.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, Madam Chair, did he actually remove the dumpster today?
Yes.
Because he tried 4 or 5 times while I was there, he couldn't get up the driveway. Okay, all right. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I didn't actually see it staked because the stakes weren't there, but I have a pretty good idea of where they are. And as you say, it's on the landward side. I have no questions about that.
Paula Jean,
No questions, thank you.
Michael.
I had similar concerns to Scott, because I was out there maybe 2 days ago or so, and I also saw the dumpster. So it makes me I first wondered if construction had actually started on the project. That's all. But the dumpsters are now gone?
Yes, so we had a demo permit to work on the ceiling in the bedroom.
All right.
Yes. So
Okay.
that was
Okay, that's
why
fine.
you saw the.
Okay, that's fine. And I saw the stakes on the landward side, so I figured that was the case, but I was just curious. Okay, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Kwame.
No questions, thank you.
Yes, the dumpster is where your mudroom is going.
Correct.
And the porch, it's already existing there, you're just changing the structure of the porch. That's
Yes.
why there was no stakes there, because there was nothing new being built there.
Correct.
Yes, Squaw's Path is always a challenge to travel year-round. Anybody online or in the audience who would like to comment on this project? Christine, do you have any comments?
Is the driveway gonna stay the same width?
Yes.
Okay. And what are you planning to do with the space that's opening up since you're moving it? Are you gonna just like loam and seed it?
I don't understand the question, the space that's being,
Yeah, since you're relocating it, it's gonna open up a little bit of extra space.
that's where the mudroom's going.
That's where the mudroom's going, okay.
Anything else?
I think so.
Is it okay if I ask another question? Is the deck replacement in exactly the same footprint as the existing?
The deck,
The deck, yeah.
there is no.
The porch,
change.
I think
The
it's talking about
porch.
the
Yeah, the
porch,
front
yes.
porch,
the
yeah, I'm
porch.
just enclosing it, putting a wall.
Yeah, there'll be an addition enclosed, become part of the home, and then the remainder of the porch will be reconstructed. So it'll be the same footprint.
Same footprint?
Yes.
Same footings or new footings?
No, same.
Same footings? Okay, thank you.
All right. Nobody online, nobody in the audience.
Move to close the
I
hearing?
have a motion to
Second.
close the hearing and a second. All in favor, Jessica?
Aye.
Scott?
Aye.
Paula Jean? Michael?
Aye.
Yes.
Kwame? Sandy? Yes, the hearing's closed. And Christine, your recommendation?
Standard order of conditions?
So moved?
Second?
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, Jessica? Scott?
Aye.
Paula Jean?
Aye.
Michael?
Aye.
Kwame? Sandy? Yes, you're approved. Please see Christine before you start any of the work, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
We have a, not 6:30 yet.
We do have a...
We have a abbreviated,
No, ANRAD.
no, yes, we can do that now?
No, we don't have any ANRADs.
Didn't happen, oh,
That's just there just in case we do have any.
Approve the minutes?
we didn't get minutes in time, did we?
Yeah, we did. We got minutes.
Yeah, I sent you guys the minutes.
Oh.
Yes.
The January 7th minutes are the
Right.
ones that are on this
Okay.
agenda. The February 4th is going to be on the next one since I just got them recently.
Okay, so the minutes for January 7th, 2026,
Move to accept the minutes?
Second?
I have a motion and a second to accept the minutes. Jessica,
Aye.
Scott,
Aye.
Paula Jean,
Aye.
Michael,
Aye.
Kwame,
Aye.
Sandy, yes, 600, the minutes are accepted. Is there anything else we can do? You want to do the certification of compliance requests? Because we have 5 minutes before I can go to the continued hearings.
Yeah, I was
Good.
trying to see if I could find out if somebody specific was online, if there's anybody named Chuck. 'Cause we do have one. Okay, because we do have one amended order of conditions request.
Okay, so you want to do the amended order requested 8 over Jordan?
Yeah.
Michael, do you have that?
Yeah, I have it right here, Mr. Mark Deb. All right. Okay, Mr. Mark Deb, 800 Falmouth Road, Suite 301C, Mashpee, Massachusetts, 02649. The applicant proposes to amend the house and septic design approved under Order of Conditions 76-289, as a 2839 rather. Map 20, lots 1019G, 8 Over Jordan Road, Wareham, Mass. Notice to open hearing,
I
please.
have a motion to open the hearing and a second. All in favor, Jessica?
Aye.
Scott, Paula, Jean,
Aye.
Michael,
Aye.
Kwame, Sandy, the hearing is open. Is there anybody here representing this project online?
Yes, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Please identify yourself.
Chuck Rowland, Cape and Islands Engineering. I'm representing the client for 8 Over Jordan. I work with Mark Dibb, and he had a conflict tonight, so I am kind of taking over for him as best I can. Would you like me to share my screen?
Yes, please. I know it was impossible to stake that little sucker out. So I have a picture of a field of snow.
Yes, the snow has definitely made everything a lot more difficult. Is my plan showing up?
Yes, it is.
I want to also add, I appreciate you guys taking me out of turn, so I greatly appreciate that. So I have a kind of a brief description. We're requesting an amended order of conditions for the project at 8 Over Jordan. The Locust project is 60,000 square foot lot that is located in the flood zone. The previously approved plan had a house designed on piles and a septic system proposed at the rear of the parcel. Due to the updated flood code building requirements that require the house to be vertically higher by 1 foot, the house architecturally was revised to be a 1-story house in order to meet height requirements. An additional 4 feet of living space was added along the rear of the house as a trade-off for not adding a second story. The number of bedrooms has been reduced from 4 down to 3, and the septic system leach field was reduced in size. There will be no new impacts to the project, and a possible net environmental benefit by the overall reduced living area and the bedroom reduction. So just briefly, generally the house was in the same general location. This 27-foot dimension was 24 feet. We've proposed a rear deck off the back here, as well as some access stairs and the gravel walkway around. So as you can see, there's 3 rows of the I believe we're using plastic infiltrators. Before there were 4 rows, and so that is to account for the reduction in flow.
Excuse me, Chuck.
We really,
Chuck,
yes.
Could you blow that up a little bit? We don't need to see the notes on the right, but it's kind of hard to see. Yeah, that's better. Thank you.
Sure. So this is the small walkway, the stairs, the deck, the 27 that was a 24, and then the three rows of plastic infiltrators that was 4, and so with the lesser amount of infiltrators is what's accounted for the reduced amount of bedrooms from 4 to 3. So generally, we believe it's less of an impact with less bedrooms. There is a very minor increase in hardscape, but this is flood zone only. And we are meeting building code requirements with this revision. So I'm happy to take any questions.
Okay. Jessica,
No questions.
Scott,
I believe that 9 Over Jordan was before my time
I mean 8,
on the commission.
8.
Sorry,
Jordan.
8.
Well, there was a 9 too.
There was a 9,
10 and a 12.
There was a 9.
Yeah. Okay.
so
Yeah.
I'll pass on questions.
Paula,
No
Jean,
questions, thank you.
Michael,
No questions, thank you.
Kwame.
None for me, thank you.
I'm glad to see you kept the drop zone underneath the house for the runoff of the roof.
Okay, yep.
Christine, any comments?
No comments.
Is there anybody online or in the audience would like to comment on this amended order of conditions? I'm seeing none.
Motion to close the
I
hearing?
have a motion
Second.
and a second to close the hearing. All in favor, Jessica?
Aye.
Scott?
Aye.
Paula Jean? Kwame? Michael? Sandy? Aye. Sorry.
Yes, I'm out of there.
Christine, your recommendation.
Approval of the amended order conditions.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, Jessica?
Aye.
Scott? Paula
Abstain.
Jean?
Aye.
Oh, sorry, Paula Jean?
Aye.
Michael?
Aye.
Kwame?
Yes.
Sandy? Vote is 5-0-1. All right, it's done. I'm not
Thank you
gonna
very
say
much.
Don't start the work and get the paperwork, but don't start the work until the snow goes.
Okay.
Okay, we're after 6:30, so we can have our continued hearing. And like everybody is waiting for Safe Harbor Marina at 3 Green Street. I'm going to be very clear. Comments no more than 2 minutes. Comments, yes?
Sorry, there was one continued RDA hearing. I had to
Where?
fix it. I had to fix it on the agenda.
Okay, so there's a continued RDA?
There was one continued RDA at 66 Blackmore Pond Road.
Right.
Sorry, folks. You mean 66?
Yeah.
From his last meeting.
I have an old agenda. Sorry, anybody here for 66 Blackmore Pond Road? I believe this one was tabled and no one came. Is there anybody here for 66 Blackmore Pond Road online?
I see no one raising their hand at this time.
And I see nobody in front of us.
Move to continue to March 4th.
Second.
Okay, 66 Blackmore. Three, four, I have a motion to continue until March 4th. I need a second.
Oh, second.
I have a motion and a second, all in favor. Jessica?
Aye.
Aye.
Scott? Paula Jean? Michael? Kwame? Sandy? It's continued until 3/4. Now, Safe Harbor, please. And I'm going to say, it's been before us before. There have been comments. Anybody want to comment? It has to be on something new that hasn't already been discussed. It has to be something that is within the preview of the Conservation Commission. So if you go off to a topic we don't have the authority to address, I will stop you. And you will be timed. Thank you. And please, if for comments,
Thank you.
if someone is commenting, please do not come back and say the same thing over, so one person for each topic that the group would like to speak to. Is there anything else I missed? 2 minutes. Conservation. Nothing, only thing that's new that we haven't heard previously, and there's been a lot of paperwork. Someplace in here is the last peer review. All right, and please identify yourselves that are in front of us on this project, please.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Attorney Steve Guard for Safe Harbor Marinas.
I'm Tom Pazurski, Marine Services Director for Merrill Engineers, Senior Project Engineer on the project.
Good evening, I'm Jackie Mello, the General Manager of Safe Harbor on Slip Bay.
Slower.
Sorry, Jackie Mello. Sorry, I had a lot of coffee today.
Okay, and who would like to start with, where do we leave off?
So bringing you up to speed that we had our last public hearing, and then there have been several exchanges with the peer review consultant that Tom has gone through. And I think that Tom has it well in hand, that he has gone back and forth with them, and they've made the changes that are necessary to satisfy the peer review. I think I can say it's all closed out at this point.
Correct.
But I think it's for the commission's benefit. Tom will run you through the changes to the plan since
This
last
is-
time, based on the peer review consultant.
This is the peer review that we have from, what, December 12th? Is that the most current one?
I think so. Is that
Yeah.
the latest one, Tom?
February
There may be one-
2nd.
February.
Yeah, December 12th.
I don't know.
Mine is dated February 6th, 2026. Is that not correct?
It's February 6th, 2026.
Oh, I guess I didn't print that one.
You can have my copy if you'd like
Oh,
it.
that's all right.
You can take mine.
It's at the bottom of the documents listed.
Thank you. I won't have a chance to read it now, so I only read the December 12th one. Okay, so we're now talking, February what?
February 6th, 2026. This is the third peer review by Allen and Majors, and I think you found, if you read through it, that we've addressed all of the concerns and comments. There was one minor comment related to the Zone AE flood line, where we depicted it as FEMA, and it's kind of really not even an issue, simply because the entire construction will comply with FEMA's floodplain construction requirements for the entire site. The other thing that we said we would do is we would engage the municipal maintenance department, and we did. And we're pleased to announce that they have said that they are aware that there's a problem with Gray and Maple Street. We've met with the abutters to go over what the problems are, hear their concerns. We developed a design plan with drainage, and we provided that to the municipal maintenance department this week to help improve upon the situation, which will involve new drainage and infrastructure on Maple to our site, and then also on Gray Street to our site. And it'll involve improvements that they'll have to take care of on private property. And I think that's,
And how will that runoff be treated from Maple?
yeah, basically what's going to happen is, we have an extensive stormwater treatment system that we went over last time. We're actually daylighting those insufficient pipes. The pipes are going to be made bigger, new storm.
Daylighting?
Yes. Daylighting on our property into larger swales, so it gets treated.
Explain daylighting?
Oh, it means a pipe that'll come out of the ground from the municipal drainage system, and it'll be handled and treated on our site with drainage swales, sediment
Okay.
traps,
Yeah.
et cetera, to take care of the stormwater quality treatment.
So you'll take the runoff from the public street and process it
Correct. In addition to taking care of our own runoff.
when you're,
Which
And-
doesn't have now, doesn't have any of that now.
No, there's very limited, if any, treatment on site, and it's going to be a fully treated and compliant system. And as I mentioned last time, this site is under the EPA for a multi-sector general permit, so this system will be tested, monitored quarterly, and evaluated annually for compliance with stormwater. The end result is you're going to have much cleaner stormwater coming off of the site than you presently have now. I think I'll stop there.
Were there any other significant changes that the peer review mentioned? 'Cause
No.
I didn't notice
No,
anything significant.
No, nothing really significant. We're doing the Phragmites mitigation.
Yep.
There's no work in the wetlands. I know there was some comments, that we needed wetlands replication, things like that.
No.
There's no work in wetlands, other than the Phragmites mitigation, and that's a hand-applied application by a licensed herbicide
And-
applicator.
that was covered under ECR from, it must be, I must
Correct,
have it
yes,
over.
you're
Brad.
correct,
On
yeah,
Yep.
December 5th,
yes.
Right. Brad Holmes is our
And we
consultant
were-
on that, and he developed a plan.
And one of the commissioners requested to make sure that we don't have any Roundup-type chemicals in there.
Right.
And we won't.
okay. I will start going around for questions. I'm going to start with Kwame.
So could you explain the drainage system on the, I believe it's the Gray Street?
Sure. So that is part of the municipal drainage system. This is part of all Nantucket Estates Old Street drainage system, all right? The pipe that comes down from Gray Street is crushed. All of the pipes are undersized, all of the structures are not adequate, and all of the structures need replacement. So they have deep sump catch basins in, the pipe system, from that side is going to be upgraded to, on our plans, we're showing a 15-inch pipe that's going to be upgraded, and it's going to come into our swale that we're going to create and channel the runoff around and through our property.
How many catch basins on that street again, you think?
There's probably a total of 3. There's at least one on Gray, and like I said, that's the town's,
Yes.
town system.
Right.
There's at least 3, maybe 4 that should be replaced. There's definitely 2 on Maple Street that need to be completely replaced. There's curbing there that needs to be replaced and reset. There'll probably be some private property upgrades that'll be needed, fencing, driveway, et cetera.
Pipes need to be repitched on those too.
Yeah, they can all be ripped out. All the pipes got to be ripped out and reset.
Yeah.
They're sloping the wrong way.
So you'll be doing the work on public street?
Nope,
No.
the town, that's the town's
The
job.
town will do it, and you'll accommodate the flow from their work.
Correct.
Have they given you a time frame?
No. They said that we told the town that we would be in local permitting for a few months, and then we would be going to state and federal permitting, and they told us when we met with them in December that they would get the filing in during our review process, which led me to believe it was going to be soon, within 3 or 4 months.
When you say they, can I have a name?
Yeah, it was Dave Menard.
Anybody else?
Oh, he had his field superintendent
Okay.
there, but Dave, the director, was in the meeting. I attended that meeting.
Regardless of the timing, we are planning and building and accommodating that. So we'll be ready for them
We'll be
whenever they
working
do.
together for a
Yeah.
time frame as to,
Yeah.
so you don't
Yep.
bump
We will
into
be,
each other.
like,
or-
if we get ahead of them, we are ready for them to come to us. We'll be ready
Okay.
for them to come to us. Yeah.
And I know there was some concerns over, the municipality maintaining it. The good news is the Safe Harbors will take care of the long-term and perpetual maintenance of the system once it comes on our property.
On your property.
Yeah.
But it's up to the town to do the MS4 or whatever that alphabet soup is to do drainage every 3 years. There's an alphabet that says the state requires them to do every stormwater drain every 3 years, so, okay.
Is that the
Yeah.
SWIP?
Well, we have to look at ours every year with the EPA.
Yeah. The
Yours
good news
is different.
Once it hits our
Ours
property,
is more
Yours-
stringent.
we have to maintain our system, so it just
Oh,
becomes,
and we
yeah.
will be probably
Yep.
Yes, we
doing a
will.
bond to make sure that that is done and maintained, so expect it, because we've done it for another site recently. Okay. All right, Scott,
So could you look at point number 22 in the third peer review? It starts the existing conditions plan notes at the flood zones, et cetera. Then you have a
22.
22, yeah. Merrill, for those in the audience who might be interested, the Merrill follow-up response was no further input is needed on this issue. FEMA flood lines and locations are probably depicted, et cetera. And the peer reviewer said A&M that's the peer reviewer, does not concur with this assertion. Could you talk about those?
Yeah,
That's
that's very simple and straightforward. FEMA establishes where elevations and lines are. We deal with FEMA on a weekly basis. They're the only agency that can adjust where a flood zone is. So what we need to do per FEMA is we have to show where that line is graphically depicted. Now, what we've done, and you'll see on the plan sets that's sitting in front of you, we have put it on the elevation 16. And that, like I said, the reason that this is really not a relevant comment, number 22, is because if you looked at the highest standard that we need to maintain, which is in accordance with the International Building Code for floodplain construction and high-hazard coastal areas, we will meet the highest level of the code, the whole site. So even if there's a part that's above 16, it's still going to meet the code. So that's the only issue that he and I had a slight disagreement. Now, if you really wanted that to get firmed up, then someone would have to file a letter of map amendment or letter of map revision. We don't need to do that because our construction is going to meet the highest level of construction standards.
If you read the last sentence, the last two sentences of the comment, and I'll read it for the people in the audience. However, the applicant notes that they are required to comply with all regulations for work within the floodplain.
Slower,
Sorry?
please. A little slower.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
However, the applicant notes that they are required to comply with all regulations for work within the floodplain. Under this premise, issue resolved, no further comment.
Correct.
So,
And he's agreeing with what I just told you.
right,
Right, as long as the premise holds.
Oh, it will.
Okay.
yeah.
And then,
Our design will be code compliant.
and then, point number 32 in the third peer response. Oh, wait, is it 32 or is it 34?
Well, 32 says we're compliant.
Yeah, no, that's not the one. No. Okay. All right, so I'm okay with the peer reviews then.
thank
We will need from you an assessment of what it will cost to maintain your hydronic separators, hydraulic or hydronic? Hydraulic separators.
Hydrodynamic.
Hydrodynamic separators.
Yes,
And the rest of the system.
sure.
We'll need, and then, so when you so you'll have what that costs on an annual basis. And then we'll need from you an estimate over a 20-year period, including forecasts for inflation, et cetera. And we will require, I believe, I can't speak for the whole commission, but I believe we will require a 20-year bond. And then the next question I have is, it looks to me like the proposed new building right on the waterfront has a different footprint from the existing one.
That's correct.
It's being relocated further back, away from the resource area, right, Tom?
Well, it doesn't look like that to me. It looks like the 30-foot and 100-foot. Look, so, once again, the town bylaws state that you can't do anything within the 30-foot zone.
It's 50 for commercial.
50 for commercial.
Right.
Is that what's marked, 50 or 30?
It's Park 50.
Okay, yeah, so we can see from your plans that there's a line, a green dashed line going at the 50-foot line, and another dashed green line going at the 100-foot line. So about two-thirds of the projected building, two-thirds of the existing building is within the 100-foot buffer zone. And about a quarter of the building is within the 50-foot no-activity zone. You agree? Approximately.
No. The existing building is less than 3 feet off of the wetland resource area. Now, we could continue that line down. We trimmed it out through the existing building so you could see the existing building. Over half, probably two-thirds of the existing building is the 0 to 50. And the disturbances of the existing site are right up, and some of it is near the resource area. We had a sand pile that was shown there, that's been removed. But the disturbances to the resource area are right on the resource area now, where there was gravel parking, boat storage, et cetera.
I'm just talking about the building that's existing there.
Yeah, over two-thirds of that building is in that 0 to 50-foot zone.
Okay, so that's number 18 Green Street, I think, is that the correct address for that building?
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
All right, so then when I compare the demolition plan showing the existing building with the proposed building, it looks like what's within the 50-foot no-activity zone for commercial buildings is approximately the same footprint and area. But between the 50-foot zone and the 100-foot buffer zone, the footprint has changed.
You're talking
Yeah, he's talking
about,
right here and here. He's talking the green part on the layout sheet.
That's right.
C 3.1.
wait, hold on, are we talking about the small building by the
No,
water?
he's talking-
We're talking
Yes.
about the large
A
building.
large building.
No, let's start with the one that's within the 50-foot no-activity zone and the 100-foot buffer zone first.
Yep.
Closest to the water.
Yep.
Closest to the water.
Yeah, this,
Yep.
this one.
Yeah.
Oh, that one,
Yeah.
okay,
This, yeah.
okay.
He's talking about the smaller building.
The smaller building.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So,
I think the confusion is that the green box that you have is, which is at-grade recreational area, that's
Yeah.
not part of the structure. Structure's brown.
The structure's the brown part.
Oh, but that area, is it going to be right on the ground floor?
Yes,
Elevation 6, which is
Yes.
the current elevation.
yes.
It will
That-
be, what, pavers?
Yeah, probably pervious pavers or some.
Grass or
And
grass
it
or
is
something.
within the dimensions of the existing building?
Correct.
Yeah.
Sorry, Scott,
Yes.
no, I'm glad you clarified
Yeah,
that.
yeah, thank you.
It is.
I was looking at the wrong building, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah, so it's a little hard to tell, and
Yeah, because it's green, it
We're
looks kind
pulling
of
the
like
main
part
part
of
of that building back.
Yeah, that building's going way back.
The building is, but not the full structure, including the paved seating
Yeah,
area.
the lower area.
We're looking at everything in total, so,
Yeah.
okay, sorry, Scott.
I'm glad for the clarification.
Okay.
But that, so the proposed new building, there's an elevated deck, it's 3,000 something square feet.
Correct?
But that new building and the old building are not on the same footprint, is that right? Is that building, proposed new building is smaller than the
Correct.
existing one?
Correct. Substantially smaller. That building down below is almost 9,200 square feet, and the footprint of the new building is 3,200, and the deck's 3,000. So, the actual building they'll occupy is about 6,000 square feet smaller up there.
Yeah, for the benefit of the public, when we look at plans like this, we're interested in 2 dimensions. We have no jurisdiction over the 3rd dimension. We do have some say about the 4th dimension, don't we?
What's that one?
What time of year
I'm
and
glad you didn't
and
go
so
to
on.
the fifth.
No
Okay.
5th dimension. So when we see a structure, whether it's green or brown or whatever, we need to make sure that we know what we're talking about, since it's a structure,
Okay.
especially if you look at the town's definition of structure, you'll see that it's quite broad. So we need to know what that proposed seating area is, because that would be a structure under the town's bylaws. I mean, even a flagpole by the town's bylaws is considered a structure. So,
That makes sense.
so is there a note related to that proposed members' open space seating and recreational area? Is there a note relating to what material that is?
We could add that.
Yeah, we could, whatever the commission will allow us to do there, we don't have anything planned right now, it's just open
We
space.
could add
you know?
pervious pavers, we could add
Yeah, something.
grass, we could
Yeah,
make it green.
No grass, because it'll mean fertilizer.
Yeah,
we could certainly use whatever the commission would recommend, it's fine.
we could do,
Yeah, I'm just wondering if that would be considered new construction. So if you're demolishing an old building and not just repairing it, for example, is that a new structure?
it's occupying the same footprint right next to the resource area there.
Yeah, I get it, but
Yeah.
the question for us, by state's Wetland Protection Act and the town's bylaws, is it a new structure? If it is a new structure, then it is not allowed. Josh, am I correct about that? You weren't paying attention to my question, were you?
No, I wasn't.
All right.
I heard the talk of structures. I also heard the talk of it being pre-existing. Catch me up from there.
Yeah, so if it is a new structure,
Yeah.
um,
Is it sitting within the footprint of the old structure?
Yes.
Yes.
Then historically, we have considered it allowable.
yeah, even though it may be a new, I'm thinking about,
Yeah, you're thinking new material,
Yeah.
new everything.
yes.
No, historically, we have considered already altered areas something that you could continue to remain within.
As long as it's exactly within the same footprint.
No forward encroachment towards the resource area.
Yeah, and I think we would stipulate some kind of pervious material
Sure.
for that area.
Yeah,
That's fine.
That's all I have for now, but
I'll get back
reserve-
to you.
Thanks.
I'm sorry. Paula Jean?
One thing that's just in my head, so I'll say it, is that there was a video sent to me about a week or so ago of a truck you had in your parking lot plowing water into the bay, which I believe is an illegal activity, and I saw that and I thought, you know, whether one is an individual or a family or an international corporation doing living or doing, conducting business, you have neighbors, and sometimes how neighbors all feel about you is based on reality. I won't get into gaslighting about the daylighting, but I'm just uneasy about the project overall when I see all these folks who, maybe I'm reading them wrong, maybe they're here to applaud the project, but I have a feeling, how did you guys get to this point? And are we going to have more of that?
I guess the question is, what gave the organization that's running the marina the right to put a plow on a truck and move water from the rack area into the river, into the water? I mean, maybe it wasn't snow anymore, but maybe it was water that was standing there, but it was being plowed into the resource area. Any idea who would have allowed that? Do we have a violation on that one, Christine?
There is going to be one, yeah.
There
There's gonna
will be
a
one.
fine on that.
Yeah, just as Paul, it's right to ask the question if you so care about our resources. Now, give us a hint to, we are concerned. So somebody did something wrong, and we have the video on it. You probably don't know it.
No, that's
Yeah,
the first I've heard of it.
this is
so-
all news to us.
It's
And
pretty
do you have the
blatant.
identity of the person who sent you the video so we can authenticate the video?
I did. We did.
And what's your name? What, through the
Wait,
chair?
wait.
Could we get the person's name that sent the video, please?
I'm sorry, one video was sent to us. Can some-
Anonymously, or was it disclosed to you who sent it?
Closed.
Okay, so just tell me who sent the video.
Yeah.
Bigelow, 25 Prospect.
A little slower so we can write it down?
Timothy Bigelow, 25 Prospect Street.
Okay.
So my feeling is that, you know, that it seems like there's evidence and indications that things are not done properly there, and people who live there are concerned that it's going to be business as usual, and now it's going to be bigger and more going on and worse. And we can go through the minutia of every report and elevations and flood and technical engineered systems, but it boils down to, you know, if one person's making everybody else miserable, we want to kind of get to the bottom of that if we can and think about that we're a community. We're not just a business.
Well, I'm sure the company will accept responsibility for anything that they did wrong, and they will accept the fine, and they will correct the situation, and they will talk to whoever did it, and we will make sure that we follow up with those people.
Right.
But I don't think it would be fair to, you know, paint the entire company or this entire project because someone pushed some snow into the resource area, which, by the way, was going to melt and go into the untreated drainage systems that we have and end up in the resource area anyway. So
It
I'm
just didn't need the push.
Right, but you
Paula,
you
Gina-
feel like it's a one-off. It was just a one-off, just
I
an
believe it
odd
was.
thing,
Yeah,
and not,
I disagree.
Sorry, please.
but maybe we'll hear about more.
If I may
turn.
interject, we do have quite a bit of new staff that has been hired, and I'm happy to address issues as they come about. So if that instance and that issue was brought to myself, I would have addressed it immediately.
Okay.
And I'm happy to address it as soon as I found out exactly what day and who it was from and all of that.
Sure. But I'm just saying, I don't think it was a one-off. We don't,
But,
all of us, we don't live in a perfect world, of course.
The project.
Okay.
Sorry,
That's all
folks,
for now.
please.
Thank you.
Sorry, that poor little white pickup truck has all got salt underneath it. Sorry, Paula Jean, anything on the project?
Not at this moment. I may come back.
Michael?
All right. Trying not to get to Paula Jean's gaslighting point here about that whole process, about like the delaying situation, but I am curious here. When it comes to like the treating of the stormwater, treating the stormwater, I guess you guys call it the daylighting, was that it?
Correct.
Correct, okay. So, once you guys process that, where would the stormwater go in the end? Oh, what are in the plans to?
Okay, so.
Try and move beyond what just happened, please, okay? What would be the plans for it?
The plans?
No,
Yeah.
what happens when they
Sheet
the
six,
the pipe gets
C4
daylighted?
Okay, so the water, those structures that we're putting in, and the town needs to put in, they're gonna be deep sump catch basin with gas traps. Our structures are not only gonna have deep sump catch basins with gas traps, then it goes to a hydrodynamic separator, which provides additional treatment. Now, these pipes that are gonna be coming in from Gray and Maple Street are gonna go into a sediment trap and swale that's gonna capture the sediment. And then down, as you come down near Maple Street, there's a second sediment trap for additional treatment. And on the Green Street side, it goes into a long sediment trap, which allows it to be treated, and then after that, it goes to a grass swale. And then that allows it to infiltrate. We are pulling the developed areas away from the wetlands to accomplish this and come around the wetland resource area with treated stormwater discharges. Those traps will have weirs on it to control it, detain it, and then this is gonna have a long-term maintenance program for inspection. Catch basins should be inspected, hydrodynamic separators quarterly. Sediment traps semi-annually. These things will be cleaned very regularly. They need to be, and maintained. So, and the Phragmites treatment, we would be asking for a condition to allow that to continue to be treated so the natural species that come from the Onset Bay up reestablish themselves in the project. So you're gonna have this little green area around that little swale that comes up now, and it's gonna have multiple systems that treat the stormwater before it hits the resource area.
All right, so then the stormwater's all treated there, and then that water in the end, it would go...
It'll go into the, it then, the way the swale is set up, it lines through the swale with a very long, gentle berm. It will flow over that into the wetlands as treated stormwater. And
Gotcha.
then eventually it hits the Onset Bay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. No further questions there.
The daylighting of the pipe is very common at that stage to let the treated stormwater exit. Infiltrates into the ground, it evaporates into the
Yeah.
atmosphere, and then any overflow on high storm volume, the detention basins are designed so that it overflows gently, it does not do any erosion or any scouring, and then it flows into the wetland area.
And the other thing that we're doing is we're infiltrating treated runoff as much as we can before it gets to the harbor. So now you have the soil medium below it that treats it even further.
Into the ground.
Into the
Like
ground.
under the parking lot, in the back of the building, places like that, so.
Okay, gotcha, okay, thank you. No further questions, Chair?
Form A.
I already spoke a couple
Yeah,
questions already, so thank you.
I'm looking at C4-1. The back of the new building, stone-lined infiltration trench area.
Correct.
How deep is that trench? Because it looks like it's pretty steep on both sides of it, right?
Okay, so the infiltration recharge areas, they're flat, they're a couple feet deep, there's a lot of pipe, it's elevated above the groundwater so the stormwater gets properly treated. The swales that are along the back are to capture that runoff. You want to daylight that the way we have it on our property because there's no treatment in pipes. The treatment comes after it leaves the pipes. So then we're going to provide a large swale to carry that water, capture it, and then drop it down on Maple Street in the sediment trap.
And that settlement trap is the one that's got a proposed retaining wall around it?
That is on the
That's on Maple
correct.
Ave.
Correct.
And why do you need the retaining wall?
It provides nice, well, first place is we've got to work out The drive access is with the fire department. I have been dealing with the fire department. They do want us to see the plans before we go to zoning and planning for fire access and commenting, but that's to allow us to put the drive in. It also allows nice separation between the stormwater and the area that's going to be vegetated in the vehicle traffic. And it'll help keep the runoff to go in to the paved area as well for treatment.
How big is, how tall
By
is it, Tom?
the
They're not that tall, couple feet.
racks, clean wash stone for infiltration area, that for washing?
No. Clean wash stone means that when they build it, they have to put in double wash stones, so stone is nice and clean. And you put the stone bed down, you put the pipe in, stone around it, and then you backfill. You usually put a geotextile fabric around the top too. So that allows the stone to have the voids that it needs to infiltrate into the natural soil and the sand.
Where are they going to wash the holes?
Wash the house?
Oh, the boats?
boats.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that was explained last time. They
I know, but
already
I
have an
forgot.
existing wash facility.
I forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's an
brand
existing,
new-
existing sump with a recapture facility
Yeah.
for any of the
Okay,
contaminants.
so
that
it
come
isn't
off.
just running, washing the boat, the hull, the bottom paint comes off, the barnacles come off, and that will all be captured and treated.
Yes.
Yep.
And they
And
have
then
to
it's
have that
removed.
pump and
And
removed.
That's
it
what we're
gets sucked
currently
out.
doing.
Yep.
We're currently doing that. That part wouldn't change at all.
So that flows to some place which is eventually emptied?
It's
and
in a
removed?
recycling system
Yeah.
that we
Okay.
have. We just purchased a brand new recycling.
Stop, please. Okay. So, because I'm very concerned about washing the boat and the bottom paint that will come off. Not just the washing, but the barnacles that come off with the bottom paint, so that's all accommodated. Is bottom paint still copper?
They're getting away from
Yeah.
that more and more now. They're getting more to a water-based bottom
I guess I can tell you what was used when I bottom painted.
paint. They are getting away from, there is some, a little bit left, but most people don't use it nowadays.
Madam Chair, do you mind if I ask a follow-up question?
Yeah,
At this, you do mind?
yeah. No, I don't.
Okay. Is this
No, I-
is this a process that's also regulated by EPA?
Correct.
Well, yeah, it can be some pretty nasty stuff coming off. All right. Jessica, anything else? Anything?
No. Thank
Anything
you.
else, Scott?
I'm just, I'm concerned about the building, the big shed building, I'm not sure what it's called.
Marine Services Building?
The Marine Services Building, its present state, it's corroded, rusted. I mean, you could almost drive a bicycle through the holes in the wall at this point.
And
I'm
it
more,
is becoming a safety hazard for our employees as well.
a safety hazard for your employees, that's beyond our purview, but I'm thinking anything that's chemicals, anything used in that building, there's no way to, unless you sandbagged it or something, it's going to go right out into the, so something has to be done, I'm thinking like right now, to shore up that building, prevent any chemical leaks and so on. Has anything been done?
We do have stormwater booms surrounding the stormwater drains and that nature that we are using currently, but I'm happy to do whatever we need to do.
Well, I'm certainly not an expert in this area. If you said no, I was going to ask why things hadn't been done. Would those kinds of booms be effective against whatever solvents or paints or whatever you're using in that shed?
Well, I would say most of that stuff is in containments anyway, and they do have a pollution control plan on site, so everyone's trained in that. But the stuff that we have is all contained.
Correct.
Whether it's in, metal containers, plastic containers, so it would, I don't think you'd have a catastrophic leak. Could someone drop a gallon of paint thinner maybe? But I think that stuff is all part of the protocol of the everyday workings of the marina.
And so during demolition, what will happen to all this material? Is it considered hazardous waste?
Anything that's considered hazardous that needs to be disposed of will be, it'll be labeled and taken out by the proper company that would handle that
I
hazardous
guess your
waste for us.
question is, what's the plan for the demolition of the existing Marine shops. What are you planning?
Yeah, that's what I was
Take it
getting
away,
at.
to take it down, you know.
I
with it-
know, but
Yeah.
taking it down is one thing, and so what happens to the building structure and the soil and the bottom, the concrete, everything is on, will be treated?
It'll all be taken away and gone to a recycle center where the metals will be separated from the concrete, likely to be processed into gravel or some sort of base material for roadways and sidewalks and whatnot. It'll be done, you know, all with a demo permit pursuant to the proper, you know, disposal.
So when we did the Plymouth Marina, which is under construction now, they took all the hazardous waste and hazardous materials. The hazardous materials, they're to be used. They're in secondary containment. They were moved in a facility and labeled, and with the manifest, the hazardous waste was taken away by a hazardous waste hauler. Any hazardous tanks and things like that were pumped out and purged by a hazardous waste hauler under the licensed site professional and also a licensed petroleum company to see it. If there were any issues that took place, then an environmental company came in and did immediate testing. This will be the same here. The building itself, they will demolish it from the land side. In the instance in Plymouth, that building was demolished from the inside, in the middle, pulled the middle parts out, and then they worked out from there, and then they folded the building in, and they loaded it, and they didn't just go crazy and knock everything down. As they took things down, they were loaded on trucks and taken away from site, and then if anything hazardous was found too, in that instance, the fire department was notified, and they came down and observed it. And then closeout reports were filed with the fire department, so that's standard protocol. So those are some good provisions. The other thing too is, when these projects start, they'll have the erosion control measures put up, and the dewatering operations, and all that stuff will be ready to go and take care of it. But to put everybody at ease, this immediate concern of the hazardous waste and hazardous materials, currently it has to be managed under the EPA's program, which means it has to be labeled in secondary containment with manifest sheets and training. And like I said, even under current conditions, that stuff is taken away by licensed haulers. But that'll get stepped up a notch when they start the demolition on the project. And to your point, these buildings have reached their useful life, which requires us to upgrade this. And for us to do that, it also requires us to implement these stormwater measures, take these buildings and try to move them away from the flood hazard area as best as we can. And then in some of these instances, it involves having the area so we have maintenance operations undercover and reduce what takes place outside. And the stuff undercover in this instance is going to have a trench drain that leads to a mass oil water separator that's maintained and inspected regularly. And then that has a discharge into the sewer system itself.
Did you say into the sewer system?
Yeah,
Source.
that's a standard practice in the state.
Sewer.
Yeah. But that's why it's important that I don't know if you're familiar with the mass oil water separator, but it's a large structure, and the plumbing is such so that it allows for large sediment loads in it. So if you have metals or anything else like that, it can get pumped out, and it has a large capacity to handle the oil, any hydrocarbons that get in there, like oils and things like that. And you have the trench drains.
So what's dumping into our sewer system? Just for your point of view, you have two sewer commissioners in front of you, so that's
Yeah.
why we have that question.
Yeah,
What's going
so
into our system?
That is very common for you. Your industrial activities anywhere in town should have those mass oil separators if they're tied into a sewer system.
Anything else,
For that
Scott?
reason.
Not at this time.
Paula Jean?
No, thank you.
When will you be testing for lead paint? Would there be any lead paint on the existing office?
Or asbestos, for that matter.
Yeah, the general contractor will take care of that when he gets on board to test for that and have it remediated before they do
Typically-
anything else.
Yeah, typically, we have an environmental company come and go
Yeah.
through all the buildings and
Yeah.
identify anything that they need to deal with before we take them
Yeah.
down.
Michael, anything else?
No questions this time, thank you.
Kwame?
Not for me, thank you.
Christine, any comments before I open it up?
I just have looking at a lot of these plans, is there a proposed stockpiling area that you guys have on here?
Yeah. So if you go to sheet C 5.1, you'll see it's right next to Green Street, which makes sense, because that's where the material would be coming in and delivered and dropped. And right next to it, we have the extensive dewatering system.
It's in red dashed box.
Stabilized construction entrance upgrade, proposed material staging area, and then downgrade, we have the treatment systems to treat the stormwater. And that's a pretty extensive operation that we have through there, with pumps, filters, frac tank, dirt bag that then gets filtered through stone wedges and hay bales, and then it gets filtered to a final swale. So when the water's typically coming out of those hay bales at the end, it's clean.
How long will this take? I mean, you're going to continue to operate as a marina during all this construction?
Right, right. I would say that this overall project is going to be a year or two to get it all done. When they do that, they reallocate in Plymouth, they reallocated members and resources to go to other marinas and function.
So the old building's coming down,
Mhm.
and the new building's coming up.
Mhm.
So during that time, you're going to have to take boats someplace else to be worked on?
They will have
Or not-
construction.
or
they
not
have
be pulled?
Yeah,
Not
they have
be-
construction trailers, and then that's a detail we do have to work out. I mean, they could have Quonset areas where they could do it as well, temporary structures for it.
Okay.
But
All right.
Jackie, we have capacity at other marinas. The boats oftentimes will go by water to other marinas for their winter storage.
Correct. The majority of our winter storage boats during the construction time will not be on property because we just surely won't have the footprint for them.
Well, you don't want them in the way either.
Valid.
No,
We don't.
and that's what happened in Plymouth now. They have some in the parking lot next, on site, but for the most part, a lot of them are
Went up to Green Harbor.
up to Green Harbor or
Some of them came to us.
Somewhere else.
All right, now, anybody, I'm going to ask for the public to, if they would like to talk to us on this project. 2 minutes, nothing new that we have, only something new that we've not heard previously. And I'm going to ask you to be civil, please. So please, one at a time, and do not repeat what somebody has already asked us. So I'm going to ask if you could give up your seat.
Yep.
Do you want to leave one person to answer
Let's move.
questions, so they don't have to keep coming back to the
Well, it
microphone?
depends on, I don't know how they're organized, so whoever,
No move. I'm happy to sit back.
you can sit.
You over there? Yeah.
No, they're going to have, they may have to come up to answer a question. Please come up and identify yourself.
My name is Timothy Bigelow. I live at 25 Prospect Street in Onset, right above the marina. And I am a member of an organization called the Onset Bay Marina Oversight Organization, which most of these people here are involved with and are very concerned about what's going on with this. And I want to start off with respect to our legal counsel who says that this is a one-off. If you'd like, I'm sure that we could get a number of people to come up here and tell you how not one-off it is.
Please comment on conservation.
That, I thought that was. In
One-off?
terms-
You mean
In terms of things going into the water.
Well, okay.
I want to read something regarding pollution trends in Onset Bay and the need for monitoring prior to any
You could
expansion.
do it slower for our minute taker.
Okay, it's hard because it's 2 minutes.
I know.
Over the last decade, multiple independent indicators show that Onset Bay is experiencing increasing pollution pressures, particularly from stormwater runoff, nutrient loading, and intensified boating and marina activity. These trends are reflected in expanded shellfish harvesting restrictions, more frequent rainfall-triggered closures, and the documented decline of eelgrass beds, one of the most sensitive indicators of water quality degradation. At the same time, Wareham does not currently maintain a unified year-by-year monitoring program for bacteria levels, nutrient concentrations, stormwater impacts, or boating-related pollution in Onset Bay. Without consistent baseline data, the town cannot reliably evaluate cumulative impacts or determine whether additional development, especially high-intensity waterfront uses, would exacerbate existing impairments. Given those conditions, it's essential that Wareham establish a formal, science-based monitoring framework before considering any expansion of marina operations or other activities that increase pollutant load. This should include regular water quality sampling, stormwater impact assessments, eelgrass mapping, and annual reporting on shellfish classification changes. Until such a system is in place, the Conservation Commission cannot make a defensible determination that further intensification is protective of the resource areas under the Wetlands Protection Act and the Wareham Wetlands Bylaw. In short, Onset Bay is already under measurable stress. The town lacks the monitoring needed to evaluate additional impacts, and no expansion should proceed until Wareham has the necessary and has the data necessary to ensure long-term environmental resilience. Emphasized by the fact that we could bring up a number of people demonstrating that Safe Harbor Marina has not met its current obligations, let alone what they are proposing. Thank you.
Is there a chance we can have a copy of that? And I can, we can give it to Christine, please. Thank you. I know the Buzzards Bay Coalition has a major project constantly checking our water quality and stuff like that in various sites. Do we have it, Josh, do we have anything which the town does? Is this anything out of Buckminster does or anything? We really don't.
Nitrogen loading is monitored as part of the CWMP.
Yes. But that's, I know that we have for years relied on Buzzards Bay Coalition to constant go in and monitor the quality of our water.
Do you mind if I make one more comment about that?
Go ahead.
You do mind?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay. So the town is also facing, and this is a really good point that you've brought up about nutrient loading into the bay. This is a wetland issue all around Buzzards Bay. One of the main problems is that only about 40% of the properties in Wareham are on the sewer, the town sewer. The rest are on septic systems, which is probably the major loading for nitrogen into the bay, into the harbor. So those nitrogen numbers and phosphate and so on, but mostly nitrogen is monitored by an engineering firm under contract to the sewer department for the town. So we have a pretty good handle on nitrogen loading and flows, and those data are available if you're interested in the details. I was going to say gruesome details, but I won't say gruesome. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Anybody else?
How are you guys?
Please identify yourself.
Yes. My name is Chelsea Watson Donnellen, and I live at 22 Maple Street. My property is the one that Tom and Safe Harbor spoke about, the drainage issue. So I'm going to skip over some of this that I had for you guys.
Please probably repeat from what we've heard on what the town and the organization's going to help you with.
Okay. Sure. So I'll start here and I'll say I continue to make efforts to work with the municipal departments to resolve this issue, and I have also attended select board meetings to make them aware of it as well, to get the word out. As part of the marina review, Safe Harbor Marina has proposed installing a riprap swell on my property. I have spoken directly with Merrill Engineering and formally objected due to the safety concerns for my children and pets. It is not my responsibility to accept stormwater infrastructure on my private residential property to accommodate a commercial expansion. If riprap swells are required, they should be fully engineered and contained within the marina's property boundaries without encroaching onto mine. In reference to the most recent peer review dated February 6, 2026, I would like to clarify for the record, I spoke with Tom from Merrill Engineering during his site visit. While the report notes my concerns, it does not fully reflect our discussion.
I specifically requested that the riprap swale be reevaluated and incorporated into the Safe Harbor Marina's plans on their side of the fence. Tom advised he would bring that request back to his team and also indicated that drainage updates could require a new driveway and fence, which he previously addressed with the town. I raised concerns about water overtopping the curb and flowing onto my home, which remains a significant issue. Following that visit, Merrill completed an additional land surveying. Although I have seen revised plans, I have received no further communication from Merrill or the town regarding findings or the next steps. The review states issue resolved, no further comment. I do not believe this issue has been resolved. In my view, resolution requires coordinated planning between Safe Harbor Marina, the town of Wareham, and myself. Because this project is located within coastal resource areas and buffer zones, proper stormwater management and protection of flood storage capacities are critical. These matters fall within the Conservation Commission's jurisdiction under the Wetlands Protection Act and local resource area protections. The unresolved drain and failure, proposed off-site stormwater impacts directly affect the resource areas the Commission is tasked with protecting. For that reason, I asked the Conservation Commission to ensure that the existing drainage failure, off-site impacts, and any proposed stormwater measures affecting the neighborhood properties are fully addressed and resolved before any approvals to move forward. I would also like to ask that I be involved with the town and Safe Harbor, because the drains are on my property, so they would have to be coming onto my property in order to fix that. And I would like some type of confirmation from the town and Safe Harbor that it is in the works, because I've been trying for 7+ years, as you guys previously know from the documents that I submitted, and I have received no information. The Merrill did a land surveying, which had the topography survey, which are on the revised plans, but as far as me being able to read that and know, I don't know anything about that. Yeah, I think that's it. I would just like follow-up information from Merrill as well as the town.
Is it possible we can get a copy of what you've spoken to, give it to Christine so we can have it on record?
Of course.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Can I ask a question?
All right. Chelsea?
So which parcel is yours?
22 Maple Street. It's William and Kimberly Watson. It's my parents.
The plan does not give us the
Oh,
owner's
I'm
name
sorry.
or
It's the
structure.
lowest point.
So you live at approximate building, I assume?
No.
What's that?
That's an engineering joke, I think. right?
Tom, could you point it out to him, because I don't have a plan? Or I can come up
I can
either
see
way.
30 Maple Street, so you must be the one on further away.
There's no stone swell on your property.
22?
Right.
Oh, so it'd be the one, like, I guess, in the middle, I guess, for,
I
like,
see.
the one next to it?
26
This one right
Maple.
there, right? Oh, this one
I
right
see
there.
22 Maple.
I see 22, yes.
Oh, so
Okay.
it's this one then, all right.
Okay. So my next question is about this testimony that some of the project is on her property. Is that still part of the plan?
It is not part of the plan?
Oh,
I'd like to ask the
I'm sorry.
engineer if that's... Yeah, go ahead.
yes, so you can respond to Scott's question.
Tom and I have spent many minutes together.
Yeah, we committed to addressing this issue, and we will. And I will follow up with Dave. He understands where it's coming from. I showed him the seriousness of the situation. I know Chelsea has many times. There's no riprap on our property. We changed the plan to address that. It comes onto our property. This whole plan has to, we said this last time, we'll say it again, it has to be done together in concert with the town to solve the neighbor's problem with drainage, and we're going to do that.
Let me ask a simple question.
Sure.
Does any of the proposed project extend onto any property that is not owned by the Safe Harbor Company?
Not for Safe Harbor's issue, no. The problem she's referring to is a town drainage problem, period.
I thought I asked a simple question. Seems like a yes or no answer.
No. But the problem needs to be fixed because the drainage system, the town drainage system that comes on our property where the old roadways are is broke. It has to be fixed.
I get it. Okay, but your testimony was that the project extends onto your property.
So, the plans prior to this one that came out had a proposed riprap swell that Tom's team drew on there to go to the town to say this could be an issue, or a way to fix it. Tom came to my house, and we went over this, and from there I said, I don't want a riprap swell. This is not my expansion. Please take the riprap swell onto the other side of the fence, which is this back parking lot. I don't see the same drawing of a riprap swell on the other side. Maybe that's part of the filtration system that's drawn in now. But when I was referring to them building on it, it was the riprap swell that was proposed from their drawing.
So would you like to withdraw the comment that the riprap is on your property?
It was previously on the,
So would you like to withdraw that then?
It's not now.
it's not now.
Yeah.
Sure, I can
Well,
withdraw. The
it-
riprap swell's not on there now.
It physically is not on your property, but it had been planned for it. And the
Correct.
plan has been modified, so it's no longer a proposed encroachment on your property.
Right, I brought it up in conversation because I wanted to point out in the peer review, my comment, my follow comment to their comments in the peer review.
Right, but the document you handed to Christine is inaccurate because it reflects a previous plan, is that correct?
I was, the riprap swell is no longer, I'd have to look at it again.
Yeah, you just have one thing here talking about they propose.
Into the mic.
riprap swale on.
Into the mic.
Yeah, none of our projects on our property.
Okay.
If I may.
Yes, please.
So Tom had designed a riprap on Chelsea's property as a potential solution for the town's drainage problem. That wasn't part of our drainage system in the sense that we needed to do a riprap on her property. That was a solution that he was trying to propose to the town DPW. Hey, this might be a thing. She objected. We took it off and said, okay, then deliver the drain water to us and we will deal with it on our property.
Okay.
So it was not something that we designed our project on her property. It was a solution that Tom came up with that.
So you all agree that that's the
Yes.
accurately right now?
Yeah, I wanted to add my follow-up comment from Tom's comment on here. That's why I brought it up in that.
Okay.
I know it's the town's issue. They know, you guys know, this has been 7+ years of the town not following through with fixing it. Safe Harbor has done more as far as the land surveying and the plans than what the town has done, but I would like to have some firm information from the Municipal Maintenance Department for Wareham that we are all working together and there's a date in mind, because I have been told this for numerous years and I don't hold it.
I just wanted to be clear that there was no part of the project on anyone's property except for the marina's property.
Correct.
Okay. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Oh, you can, okay.
Can I keep it?
Please identify yourself and your address.
Jim Morrissey, 26 Maple Street.
Okay.
First, I'd like to bring up what Ms. O'Neill had mentioned, is that we are a neighborhood, and as good neighbors, we should work with our neighbors in a way, and because we all have to respect each other's inputs, and not once have you come to us and
Excuse me, don't address them, you're addressing the Conservation Commission.
Okay, sorry about that. So not had once had, unless Tom, after their plan had been proposed, did he come to us with their plan.
Okay,
never-
that's not an issue for conservation.
Okay.
Please.
All right, so let's get to the issues of conservation.
Yes.
All right. There have been a number of violations, environmental issues that we have reported to the Environmental Strike Force of the Mass Department of Environmental Protection. Cutting trees down in a 50-foot no-activity zone, moving and excavating dirt in a 50-foot no-activity zone, dumping equipment into that zone, pouring sludge from the bulkhead into the bay.
Okay,
And
Jim, I
this is-
need you to address the project in front of us. I hear there have been violations. That's not
Okay.
what we're here for. We're here to talk about the plan.
All right, well, I'm surprised that this board is not asking more questions. Has anyone done a third-party calculations of all their drainage calculations and reviewed
Yes,
that?
and that's why we have the peer review.
But they have not indicated that they have done the actual calculations themselves. And I'm surprised
sorry,
no one.
Josh, can
and
you
I'm
comment
surprised-
on what we're getting from our peer review? Christine?
Yeah, normally he reassures the calculations. I haven't looked at the peer review letter, unless his letter says something different, but
Point 32 in the latest one addresses the calculations of flood, just as an example of the rain flow, flooding potential, and so on. So he has checked their calculations, objected originally to them, and then they've come to some kind of agreement about, they have checked those calculations.
thank you.
Okay, Jim, anything else?
Well, get back to my point that you're taking everything on face value. And my experience is that, well, it's not been that. I
Well,
can't
that's why
take
we
that.
have a professional peer review.
Yeah.
Who's
The other-
independent.
All right, then my only other recommendation is that, and I've spoken with Jennifer Hughes of the MIPA. She is a deputy director. I've actually presented.
Not to them, to me.
I've
Okay.
actually presented their proposal to her, and she's looked at it, and I would like this board to recommend that the developers submit their proposal, once they get their Chapter 91, to MIPA for MIPA review.
Well, I'm sure that will happen. Correct, Christine? I mean, nothing happens without the state and federal approving the project of all components, correct?
Well, no, it's up to the board to require a developer, this is according to Jennifer, that either the select board or the Conservation Committee could require the developer to submit their plans to MIPA for review.
Plus, with MIPA, there are also certain thresholds that generally are met before one of those is actually initiated. We saw something similar like that with Safe Harbor because it's right near an environmental justice community. There's also different alterations for specific wetlands. There's something else having to do with like wastewater. There's a whole bunch of different thresholds that can be hit that initiate a MIPA review, but you should be able to also recommend to MIPA.
Okay, thank you. Anything else?
No one seems to question the new building. I mean, you've questioned the existing building by the waterfront. You've asked questions about that, but the new building, 20% of that new building is in the 50-foot no-activity zone, and 50% of that building is within 100, feet with the 100 feet buffer zone, wetland buffer zone. And I'm surprised that no one on the board has questioned that.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Okay. And the other thing is, no one's questioned the elevation of the road that they're proposing that connects from Gray Street to Maple Ave. The high point of that elevation, the highest point of that road, and then the lowest point of that road, because I think that's going to be an issue.
All right,
Thank you.
thank you. Anybody else? If not,
Can I ask a question?
in a minute. Oh, sorry, Jessica. Sorry, yes, sorry, Jessica.
Oh, no worries at all. This is kind of I guess a timing question. Does any part of your proposed plan rely on approvals from the town or plan and execution from the town in order for you to be able to accomplish and execute on your part of the plan.
I guess you're in front of planning?
Yep, zoning board of
Does
appeals.
that answer you?
Yeah. We have to go before the,
Zoning.
you mean for the drainage, or
I mean,
in
yeah, I
general?
guess I mean drainage, and I guess more broadly, I wanna understand, one of the things I heard you say just a few moments ago was that this is, part of it's a town problem. But I'm curious to know if what you're doing and proposing relies on the town resolving some of the town problems in order for you to be able to execute.
That's a really good question, and that the answer is no. Our systems do not rely on the town changing the drainage on Maple Street. We're just allowing them to enter into our system so we can accommodate that and help Chelsea and the other drainage issues that the town has. But our systems do not rely on the town.
Okay, so you don't need the town to do anything specifically in order for you to move forward and act on what you're proposing.
Other than we need a special permit from the zoning board of appeals.
They need a lot of help.
Yeah.
But aside from approvals and permitting, the town doesn't have to allocate any funds and create any additional infrastructure or any upgrades in order for you to have the resources or the ability within that infrastructure to execute on your own specific plan.
That is accurate. We're not relying on any of that, and they don't have to do any of that.
Okay, thank you.
Right?
Should fix the drainage system when it comes down West Side. And
He's
we
stuck
committed
on-
that,
he's-
We're gonna do it, you know?
You will be ready to accept it
Yes.
when it is done.
Right.
Anything else?
I do.
No. Anybody else? You are on your way up. Please identify yourself and your address.
Sure. Hello, good evening. My name is Ann Haynes, and I live at 4 Gray Street, directly across the street from the Safe Harbor Marina. And I'm trying to make this very relevant to your commission, so please give me a second to do that. But I am concerned that this project is being decided and fixed in an early review at Conservation Commission without the input of some of the other boards and commissions that have purview over this site. As mentioned by the applicant, they know that there's other commissions and boards they need to go through, but some of the things that they are making assumptions on that lead to the application to you all for drainage and for site profile of where the actual wetlands are and preserved, et cetera, are based on a full project proposal. And if you provide an order of conditions, which, yes, I understand is the first step to a site plan application, you are also fixing certain aspects about their plan proposal, and future commissions will have difficulty backtracking from there. There's going to be potentially more back and forth, and it actually would save everyone's time and money in the long run for there to be concurrent review at Planning and Zoning Board. I'm pretty sure, I'm newer to town, but I'm pretty sure there have been other cases, large development projects, where yes, the Conservation Commission issued an order of conditions prior to site plan approval, but it was in the process of being reviewed by those other boards at the same time, because there may be reasons from planning and zoning to make adjustments to the plan, which would then affect the calculations that are being done for your condition. So I believe it's a sequence issue, but it does affect the Conservation Commission's decision to go forward with an order of conditions.
Yes.
And that is really important to us. And I did just want to recognize that there are plenty of things I will bring to those other boards and commissions, but the bigger picture is that also, even though the applicant doesn't require these infrastructure upgrades to happen for them to be able to go forward, these infrastructure upgrades will cost the town money. It will take time to put in place. It may not happen as quickly and as coordinated with the applicant as they are proposing. I've worked in towns and cities across the country for infrastructure related to development. These things take time. Wareham might be faster than most, and that's great, but I think it's a really important issue to think holistically. This is a very big proposal, doubling the size of the project or the current building footprint in a very small residential area with very small residential streets. And I respect very much what your purview is and how important it is to Wareham, but it is really important that the town gets this right, because it's going to really affect the broader neighborhood and the Bay more than just what your purview is.
Okay. Ann, thank you. for your
Yes,
comments.
and I would just like to recognize there are many people online and many people in the audience that are here for this, and they may not be speaking on behalf of this, but they're certainly along for the ride to figure out how to get the best possible project for both the applicant and the neighborhood.
Thank you. And I did watch the select board recent meeting, so yes. Is there anybody else? And yeah, it's one of those things that it's hard to get who starts it and who changes something that affects something that's already been approved. So there's always this issue of who goes first. And I know planning will not make a statement, would not do anything until we approve them, so it becomes circled. I keep saying catch 22, but we all know what that is. Okay, anybody else? If not, okay. Please identify yourself and your address.
Yes, my name is Frank Uccioli, 1 Maple Ave. I basically have a comment about where you said you want to hear about the last complaints or anything like that, but one of the things I'm saying is this project's going to double in size. They're going to be growing. And if we don't fix the issues that are happening where they are now, these issues are going to double in size. And I live right on the water. They have fuel that they don't call and say it's lost. They have sewage that they don't call and say it's lost. They say that they're good friends to the conservation. They're not even close.
Well, please, no personal comment. I want you to talk to the project.
I understand that, but this is part of the project because of, they're asking to double the size of what they're gonna do for boats and everything else. And if they don't fix the problem that's here now, at the size that they're at, how are we gonna control this when they go even bigger?
Okay, thank you.
Because I saw them plow snow at that big storm into the bay.
Okay, Frank, thank you.
All right, and one more other thing is, I'd like to know how a commercial, and I don't know if this is conservation, but they're gonna be taken down. At the last thing, they promised all these things, and I'm not too sure, but I talked to Josh about this. There's certain things that are not closed out. How are we moving forwards when there's still open permits?
I'm not sure I know what you're talking about, but we will, Christine,
So something I do know about open permits is that you can have multiple orders of conditions open so long as they're not addressing the same proposal. So
Okay.
if they had an open application that was already suggesting redoing the marina, then they wouldn't be able to have another one. And we get comments from DEP about things like that too, so they also would have caught it if it was something like that. I don't know what the other order of conditions that could be open is for, so I'll have to double check on that one.
so we'll check to see what is outstanding for order of conditions for this site. Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you very much for your time.
Anybody else? Anybody online?
No one has raised their hand at this time.
All right. I'm certainly not ready to, yes, yes, Scott?
I'd like to, I've been focusing on the new building as moving from close to the water, further away from the water. And I have to admit, I had not focused before on the 50-foot no activity zone. So looking at sheet C31, it's very clear that the new building footprint, a lot of it is in that 50-foot no activity zone. About half of it is within the 100-foot buffer zone. And so the bylaws, I believe, are pretty clear that we don't allow new structures within the no activity zone unless there is a clear benefit to the public or to the environment. I believe those are the two things that were allowed an exception.
And to be considered, it was already disturbed property.
Yeah, it's paved.
It was already disturbed, so it's not
It's
new.
paved.
It's not disturbing new property.
Well, I'm not sure about that because whether a pavement and a building are the same thing.
It's still disturbed.
The existing structure is also
Well-
very well located within the 50-foot no disturbance zone.
Well,
So I'm not so ready to dismiss that as disturbed, since it's a different kind of structure.
Madam Chair, may I speak?
yes,
Okay.
comment.
First thing is, everybody talks about expansion and intensification. There is no expansion, no intensification. There will be no increased members, there will be no increased slips, there will be no increased demand. And like I said earlier, part of good engineering and environmental practices, and this is the way the regulations are looking at it as DEP, is to get things away from the high hazard zones, which we are doing. The second item is the existing building is sitting on top of the wetlands now. The entire area around it is disturbed. Now, if you want to think of it this way, you now have an area where there is marine industrial uses, where vehicles, boats, forklifts travel over, stormwater hits it, there's no treatment, it gets into the resource area untreated. You now have a situation where we are providing a building where the roof runoff is considered clean runoff, it's being segregated, it's much less parking area that's going in there and treated. And then the other areas that are in that area are the paved areas that are going into the extensive stormwater treatment system. So it's always a good practice, feel free, you can look at DEP and the regulations to try to take that commercial activity and put it under cover, take care of the clean roof runoff and manage your maintenance stuff inside. That's what we're doing.
Scott?
We're going to have to continue anyway, because
Yes,
they
we
have to
are.
come back with a bond plan and all that stuff. And I'd like to consider this a little bit more and do some more research into what
What is our
is a new structure.
versus, well, disturbed land? So it's not, you're not disturbing something.
Well, they're clearly going to disturb it. They're going to
No,
dig
but
up
it's
the...
already disturbed.
Yeah.
It'd be more disturbed.
Anyway, I'd like to do some more research into that
Further to the
area.
board,
Okay.
if that is.
I would point out, if I may, Madam Chair, that, Scott, the existing building, portions of it are under that portion of the proposed new building,
Yeah,
too.
I could see that
Yeah,
overlap,
okay,
right.
just wanted to, there's a pretty significant overlap in that area of the 50-foot.
Okay, so we're going to continue. We're looking for a 20-year bond plan. Is there other things that we're waiting on?
Do we need to wait for the NEPA review? Are we going to ask for it?
We don't.
Right. We should, it can't hurt. If
Yeah.
they're gonna do it anyway,
So,
great, but if we ask, then they.
Christine,
will
would
for
you
sure.
be the one requesting it?
Yeah.
Okay. NEPA review and bond plan.
So is March 4th going to be enough
don't-
time? I doubt it.
I doubt it. So we're looking for, what's the 18th, 3/18? Is that the next one?
Yeah,
I mean-
3/18.
April?
Or if you want to go April.
Well, we'll do February 18th and see where we are.
March
That's where we are
18th.
now.
March
Jake.
18th.
Today.
I know that. March, it's February, sorry. February and March have the same dates.
See,
Okay.
good.
Move to
So-
continue to March 18th.
Yes,
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor? Jessica?
Aye.
Scott?
Aye.
Paula Jean?
Aye.
Michael?
Aye.
Kwame? Sandy? Yes. 3/18 for the bond and the MEPA review. Thank you very much,
Thank you.
Thank you.
and I'm sure we will have everybody leave us,
Including us.
no, not us. Thank you very much for
Thank you,
coming,
folks.
everybody. Thank you for your concerns. All right. The 7 Burgess Point Shore was continued. Can you take your conversations outside so we can get on with our meeting? Thank you.
I'll wait for a couple minutes.
I would. Cross it out, just cross it out. Yeah.
I know, that's your job. Coming up with the.
Thank you.
reading, right?
All right. The 7 Burgess Point Shore was already continued in 3/18. The Town of Wareham Minot Ave was continued until 3/18. Next thing we have is 19 Bay Point Drive. Is there anybody here for that?
no one's been able to get out there because of the snow anyway.
I drove in there, made a U-turn. In case it was different.
All right.
Do you want a motion to continue?
We're not getting anywhere on Riverhawk, are we?
No, we're not.
No, I have
I
to
was
call.
thinking.
I have to call them again. I think the last time that this was even discussed was because we were supposed to go out, we were supposed to put together a trip to go out and see them for you guys and with Bob. But with the snow, that hasn't been possible. And after that, it's kind of just been nothing.
Yeah. I mean, I went out to see it by myself. Felt like I didn't need,
Yeah, I mean, we do have that list of conditions that was drafted that I sent out a bit back. So I will just call Bob and I'll see if I can get him in for the next meeting.
Okay.
Did you guys still want to try and do a trip over there with him?
Yeah, I'd like to, because it's useful for me to hear the engineer or whoever explain what's going on and what they plan to do in situ.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll see.
Okay.
I'll see how that goes. I don't know what the place looks like right now with the snow.
It's
still
just under
snowy.
snow and the piles of dirt are there. And
Yeah, I found 6 golf balls while I was out there, but I couldn't really tell what the heck was going on with the place, so.
Well, do you want to go for March 18th or earlier?
I say try for March 18th. Some of the snow may melt by then.
Yeah,
and we'll
maybe.
have time to go see it, because 2 weeks goes by in a flash.
Yeah, and I'll call and see if
Okay.
he'll have anything nearby, like near March 18th, so that he can
Thank you, Bill.
bring you guys out, or bring anybody out who does want to go.
So continued until 3/18.
Move to continue to 3/18.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, Jessica? Scott?
Aye.
Paula Jean? Michael?
Aye.
Kwame?
Yes.
Sandy? Yes, we're continued in 3/18. Next one is 16 Widows Cove Lane.
Did you need a motion for 17 Atlantic Avenue to continue that one?
Oh, thank you. I had no,
Was it already continued?
No.
I mean, didn't we go longer than when we were discussing it at the last meeting?
all right. Anybody here for 17 Atlantic Ave? Did they ask for?
They asked for a continuance to the 18th of March.
Okay, so that's it.
Move to continue to March 18.
Second.
All in favor? Jessica?
Aye.
Scott? Kwame?
Aye.
Yes.
Michael?
Aye.
Paula Jean?
Aye,
Sandy?
aye, aye.
See, I wrote on it 3/18, so I thought we had already done it.
No.
Okay, we're at 16 Widow Cove Lane. Please come forward and identify yourself.
Roderick, owner 13 Widows Cove and 14 Widows Cove Lane.
And Bill Lockwood, Lockwood Architects.
We were left off looking for what could be done, correct?
Yes. So you had wanted to hear from town council, and essentially what town council had said was that he thinks that there's a case for the applicants to sign as the property owners, since the deed states that they have access to the beach. So that was his advice. But I do want to note a couple of things on the order of conditions. Condition number 2 on the order of conditions and the regulations at 310 CMR 10.056I talk about, yes, I know that's a mouthful.
Oh, how do you remember that?
They do talk about how the order of conditions, or the issuance of an order of conditions, is essentially just saying that a project is meeting the performance standards set forth under the Wetlands Protection Act. However, it does not grant any sort of right to do anything on private property or anything like that. So that would be something that may need to be figured out. It can be appealed, but town council did want to note that if it is appealed, that the town will not be defending. It would be the attorneys for the applicant and the homeowner. So just a couple of things to preface all that.
Okay. Bill, anything to add?
If I understood that, the town council has said that you folks have the right to act on the activity in the zone, but the legal purview, property rights, et cetera, are beyond your purview. And well, I think we understand that. We submitted a legal opinion from our Ms. Broderick's attorney to Christine, and I believe she probably shared that with town council.
He's online as well. Mark, are you on yet?
May need to be promoted, just give it a second.
John, do you see a Mark Lanza, Lanza?
Yeah, that would be the attorney in question, yep.
Please let him in.
Would you pause for just a moment, please?
Scott, I'll take care of it.
Okay, thanks, Josh.
Go ahead.
Need a bouncer?
Take it down the hall, please.
Was there an opinion?
No, we have a lot of noise in the hallway, and we're trying to disperse. Okay.
No, I mean, did Attorney Lanza provide an opinion that we could read?
I was just wondering if Christine could restate what you stated, town council said, so that he can hear as well.
So town council essentially said that he believes that the applicants would have the right to sign as the property owner, since the deed that they have gives them rights to pass and repass down to the beach.
And right now,
Yes.
there is no way to get to the beach.
Exactly.
Okay.
I agree with that opinion, and that reflects my opinion.
So the question for us is, can we approve the plan to redo the deck and provide access to the beach?
Is there a countering opinion that's been filed?
I'm sorry, what, Scott?
Is there a countering opinion?
Yeah, wasn't there a letter from the property owner's attorney?
Yes, which I did forward to you after the last meeting.
Right, was it
Yeah, I just
letter
wanted to be,
that not in agreement, you know?
yeah, I just wanted to be clear that there are two different views, at least two different views. Maybe if we had 5 attorneys, there'd be 5 different views.
Yes,
Please,
this
Ma'am.
note, this is February 4th, 26th from Michael Rosen. Is that the one? Yes.
I believe
that's the
so,
one.
yes.
Madam Chair, I do have a
We respectfully request a copy of that. We haven't been provided a copy of that. It's now a public record, so we'd like a copy.
Madam Chair, I have a Michael Rosen who has raised his hand to speak.
Okay, please, just let him in. So Christine, you still have this email?
Yes.
Will you please forward it to Bill Lockwood to forward to his clients?
All right.
Thank you. All right. So, Michael Rosen, hi. Would you
Good
like to?
evening, Madam Chair. Thank you.
Thank you. Would you like to summarize what you sent us on February 4th?
I don't have that in front of me, but I can certainly provide my alternate opinion on this matter to the board, if I might. So we only received Attorney Lanza's opinion a couple of hours ago, but we would respectfully disagree with it. And the reason we would respectfully disagree with it is because the application is not just for rebuilding of a deck, but it is also to build kayak storage on the property. When we reached out on February 4th, we did also place a call to town council, but unfortunately our calls were not returned, despite the fact that we reached out to council to discuss this matter with them. While Attorney Lanza might be correct as to whether or not they have the right to file an application to deal with the rights that they have in my client's property, which is for access and only for access. They do not have a right to add any additional structures to our property. That would be akin to letting them file a notice of intent to build a home on our property just because they merely have an access right.
Okay.
They are proposing to put in a 4-dock kayak storage unit on the side of this deck. And there is nothing in their easement that gives them any rights whatsoever other than to walk down the path and get to the beach.
We are not here to discuss any legal issues. The question has to be asked is, if they are allowed to have access to the beach, how do they get to the beach? Other than redoing the deck and putting this aluminum dock ladder that goes up and down? Anything beyond that? I understand there would be no addition to the to the deck. It would have to stay replaced in the exact form as it is now, with nothing added to or from it. I mean.
So, Madam Chair, there are 2 changes, and that's our objection to the plan. They are not actually rebuilding the deck that exists. The deck that exists, or existed, had stairs that go off the end of the deck and out to the right. Those stairs have not been there for a significant period of time. What they are proposing to do is do something different, which is to put in a stairway that lifts up and lifts down that creates a hazard at the end of that walking path on my client's property. So that's one thing that we don't believe they have the right to put in a plan. The second is that they are proposing in their plans a kayak a docking station. So if they had submitted a plan that was to exactly replicate the dock that were there, we would be having a different discussion this evening. And we probably wouldn't be objecting to them filing an NOI. But the fact is they're filing an NOI for something different than what exists today.
I'm getting confused. You keep saying dock, the plan says deck.
It's a deck.
So
the
it
question is it a dock or a deck? It's a deck.
It is a projection that goes out over the cliff that is in the form of a deck that is held up by posts. The end of what you'll call a deck had a staircase that went off at a 90-degree angle to the right. That staircase has been long gone since before my clients owned the property. The plan that you have in front of you is rebuilding, I'll call it a deck, to use consistent language, and is now proposing to put a folding staircase that lifts up and goes down at the end of the deck.
Okay.
And in addition, to mount to the side of the deck a 4-station dock within which they wish to park kayaks.
I understand that. Thank you. For us, we're saying whether or not the plan for a deck and the aluminum dock ladder folding up and down is within our scope and whether or not we should allow it. Okay. So, I guess my question is, what work will be done on the beach area to support this rebuild of a deck? Mr. Bill, your turn.
Okay. Couple of things. It would be supported by the riprap boulders that are there. There would be no direct connection to as it is now. Right now, there are no piers coming directly out of the sand or the beach.
I don't see any boulders that are flat enough to put anything on.
Well, they don't have to necessarily be flat to put stuff on. You can come down and
And then
mount.
how are you going to step off of it? I mean, if I take a look at the boulders that are at the end of the deck, they're
Yep.
big and rounded.
Yes.
And I don't think I would trust myself stepping on it.
Well, that's precisely why the deck is there, and why the ladder will be there, is so that one doesn't have to clamber down over those.
But I'm asking the ladder, when extended down to the beach, what will it sit on?
it'll be supported by the deck above.
On the sand, on top of all the seaweed.
Yes,
Will it just be on the sand?
yes. If the sand, if it reaches to the sand, yes.
Okay. I'm sorry, I'll start sorry, I went off. Jessica, questions?
I want to look at the easement. I'm just pulling up the easement right now.
Okay.
Can I make a clarification?
Okay, Susan, before I started going, yeah, Susan, make your comments, then I'll ask the people for questions.
Okay. Number one, as far as the kayaks, that can go. That's a non-issue for us, doesn't need to be. The reason that the stairs are no longer there is that they were removed by a previous homeowner whose property abutted Mr. Johnson's, Mr. DeJesus. Mr. DeJesus took the stairs off.
Oh, I remember, sorry, I visited that site with him. Okay, now I remember the stairs, okay.
I'm sure. So Mr. DeJesus took the stairs off. He didn't want people on his property. I totally understand that, but he did just remove the stairs willy-nilly. So currently, there is no way to get to the 20 feet of beach. And the thought was, we don't want to put stairs back on to have someone else take them off.
Someone else's property, which is not part of your easement.
Because you can't go to the left because of the way the rocks are.
That's right. You can't go to the right because it's
And you can't
another
go to
piece
the
of
right,
property.
it's someone else's property. So the only way we thought was, what if we do a a ladder similar to what you see at the end of many docks that goes down into the water and then you pull it up. And that would allow access to the beach without being on anyone's property. It doesn't have to sit on the sand permanently, it can come up. Right now, the deck is unsafe. The rails have fallen off. Some of the rails have fallen off. There's rusty nails sticking up. And it needs to be repaired. And we're happy to repair it just in a stronger form than what it was. We don't have to replace the foundation of it, do we?
Probably some of the vertical posts would need replacement, but they be replaced pretty much in kind.
I mean, we can replace it in kind.
Okay. Okay, Jessica, start with your.
Can I confirm that the easement we're talking about is book 55255, page 161? Plymouth County Registry of Deeds.
It's in the submittal, which we initially made with the
I know, but give us a,
request.
I did not print every page.
55255-161. That is correct.
That's correct. I just found it.
Jessica, is that what you're talking about?
It is, because the easement, so the language here within the document says access purposes shall mean the use of the easement area to pass and repass from Widows Cove Lane to Onset Bay, to access Onset Bay, and to use, together with others so entitled, the entire beach area that is located on the bay side of the existing wall, said wall being located near the southerly bound of Onset Bay and the northerly side of Lot 8.
So
So-
it says, hey, you get to go to the beach.
But yeah, I mean, I think that's a part of what's important here is that it's not just walking up onto a dock, that the easement allows specifically for access to the beach area as well. So yeah, I mean, I don't think they have to, I'm kind of bouncing back and forth trying to figure out which attorney is more persuasive here, but I think access is specifically granted within the easement. It's not just walking close to the beach.
Yeah, and I want to be clear, we're not arguing that they don't have the right to get from the end of the deck to the beach.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
The concern that we have is that there was a stairway, I'm sorry. I don't believe it was removed willy-nilly. I believe it was removed because it was trespassing. It is the stairway that was built by the original parties that granted the easement, and they granted a right, maybe not in the form of an easement, to put that stairway there. And now what they're proposing to put in is something that creates a greater burden and a greater risk on my client's property. It is a stairway that has to be moved up and moved down. It means, like, if kids are walking to the beach, who's going to take that 8-foot ladder and lower it down onto the beach in a dangerous situation where there are rocks and seaweed, as you pointed out, and where there's no safe landing for people to come off the end of that ladder. And so it's going to be people walking down my client's property, and when somebody slips and falls off that ladder, it's going to be my client getting sued. And you can't do work and you can't do things to an easement that place additional burdens on the property that is burdened by the easement. So if they want to propose a stairway, if they want to propose a plan that doesn't have a kayak on it, a kayak storage rack on it, and if they want to propose a plan, like honestly, why don't they just call us and say, hey, we want to come rebuild the deck. This is what we'd like to do. Here's our plan. Let us know what you think, and have a conversation with us and explain to us what they're trying to get done. And
Okay.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, Attorney Rosen. Is that something at this point that you and Attorney Lanza could do, is have a conversation if you're in agreement that there are rights here to be able to access the beach and that you're willing to explore those? Would you be willing to figure out a way to talk about it together so that we're not trying to navigate this kind of legal landscape that feels like it's outside of the scope of our area of expertise? You know, I'm hearing you say that you'd be willing to, had the plan been proposed differently, that you'd been willing to perhaps approve it. So what's approvable from your perspective?
So I'll tell you what's approvable and what the concerns are from our perspective. About 6 months ago, Attorney Lanza's client came onto our property and clear cut a significant amount of.
Sorry, Michael, that's another issue.
Yeah.
Well,
We have an order.
might I, with all due respect, there is an outstanding enforcement order
Yes, we know
with
that.
regard to this specific easement. And it
Yes.
is my understanding that they cannot file a new NOI for this easement area until that enforcement order has been resolved.
Okay, stop right there.
And so part of doing
wait,
work.
stop. Christine, is that true?
So if it's doing some of the same work in the same area, that is something that I have heard you shouldn't have two open orders of conditions for. What I had heard was that if there's going to be more work proposed in that same area, it has to be put on an open order of conditions that's already there for the property. So it would rather be amended rather than a new one.
And to be clear, the work that they did unlawfully 6 months ago was to prepare this path so that they had better access to this deck.
Okay, Michael,
Okay, now, if I might, one other thing.
I'm sorry, you
We-
don't know what's in their mind or why they did it. I want to stay to this particular project.
The project is to get access to the beach.
Yes.
There is an order of conditions relating to the path dealing with the access to the beach. There's an outstanding order against the work that was done improperly on the path to give access to the beach. My client appeared 2 months ago to present a plan for a new NOI and was told that new NOI would not be accepted. It had to be filed in the form of an amendment to the existing NOI. The rules should be the same for both parties, in particular because Attorney Lanza's client is the one that caused the enforcement order to be issued. It's work to the exact same path and the exact same access to the beach. It needs to be done together and comprehensively so that they're not doing work to put that new deck in that's going to destroy more plantings while they're out there doing this work.
Can I respond, Madam Chairman? You've been listening to Mr. Rosen. I'd like to be heard. Okay?
All right.
This has absolutely nothing to do with vegetation trimming whatsoever, which my client did lawfully and properly. This has strictly to do with the deck and the stairway leading down to the beach. And that's what my clients are proposing. They have every right to do it. And the Conservation Commission's jurisdiction is to determine whether or not it's being done in an environmentally sound way. Not to get mired down into issues about past vegetation trimming or issues about the scope of the easement. As town council advised you, my clients have the right to do it, scope of the easement outside the jurisdiction of the Conservation Commission. I respectfully request that the commission address the wetlands issues only, and let's get on with this.
Well, I am concerned that we have an outstanding order of conditions. I am concerned that we have an enforcement order. I'm reluctant to do anything else until both of those are resolved. But questions, anybody else? I'll start with Jessica.
I asked my question. Thank you.
Scott.
Mr. Lockwood, this question's for you, I guess.
Okay.
Is there a way to provide safe access to the beach that does not include rebuilding the deck? Or as, just to muddy the waters here, the assessor's office calls it a dock, but okay. Is there a way for them to get to the beach without, I mean, let's say that that deck dock doesn't exist at all. Is there a way for them safely to get there some other way?
No, not really.
You can't put in
There
steps?
there's big boulders, riprap, bulkhead, which this deck dock contraption sits upon. To clamber down over those rocks is possible but dangerous. And
I'm sorry, I'm just thinking like filling the big gaps between the rocks with smaller rocks and then those gaps filled with gravel or something so that it becomes an accessible path without having to deal with a structure.
At the very end of that procession, assuming that we could do that, and that sounds like some major engineering work, but we would still need some sort of steps at the end of the procession to get you from, there's about a 5-foot elevation difference from the top of those stones to the beach. So we need to, and it's quite abrupt.
Yeah, I mean, there's steps all over town leading from
Right,
walls, embankments to.
But in order to do this at the end of that, the steps would have to extend out into the water, which we were obviously trying to avoid by the ones that came back.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out some way that would be, I think, Madam Chair, if you don't mind, I think that the answer is what's already been suggested, that the two parties get together and figure out what they want to do, and then come back to us with a plan that we would evaluate based on the Wetlands Protection Act and the town's bylaws. And then I don't think we need to hear from them anymore until that's resolved.
All right.
And I agree
Paula
totally.
Jean?
Absolutely agree. I'm not at all comfortable with us making, if we approve it or deny it, we're de facto making a decision to go with either of the attorney's opinions. And I don't want to do that.
Michael?
Well, right now, I also agree with Scott that you guys need to get together, come up with a plan, and then come back to us, really. That's what this time. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Kwame?
Yeah, I agree with Scott at this time. Thank you.
So would we
Wait,
want to have this
no.
withdrawn?
I'm just, I want the existing order of conditions completed. What's pending for that? The existing order of conditions?
Madam Chair, my client had submitted a new order of conditions to do the restoration work. We were told that that would not go forward. We had to refile it as a modification. Those plans are underway, and we will be submitting a modification to the existing order of conditions to address all of the restoration work from the order that was issued last fall with regard to the unauthorized work within the protected area.
right.
So that I expect that will be in front of this board within the next month or two.
So we have an amended order of conditions that will be coming, all right? Now, what about the violation?
That amended order of conditions would be to restore everything that was damaged during the violation.
All right.
So the parties have time.
I'm reluctant to do any, we can't put, I'm reluctant to do anything on the site until the existing order of conditions is approved, satisfied.
Good.
Yeah, so the parties have time, since that's in process anyway, to
So-
get with each other and figure something out.
Would it be worthwhile to withdraw this request until that is completed? Then you can work on talk with the neighbors and, because I don't think we can work on, I don't think, we're not comfortable putting a request for notice of an intent. I don't think any of us are comfortable working on this particular project. Yes?
My only comment would be, and I don't have a problem with working together. The problem is, as I have stated to this board before, is that my husband and I have been told by Mr. Johnson that we are not allowed to address him, that any addressing would be done through his attorney. So here we are, okay, we'll do that. I have a problem with us being made out to be the bad guys in this, when Mr. Johnson is the one that removed all the vegetation along his bank and part of the side along the easement. And that's all I want to say on it. With all due respect, Sandy, that's all I want to say. Because there's two in this game, and I understand where the commission is coming from. I really do. But, I just want to make sure, that is part of the reason that we didn't go to him first, was because we're not allowed to speak to him. So, and this is in the 30-foot zone,
Yep,
and
the two
so
attorneys,
we'll let them,
Yeah,
yeah.
job security.
listening to that right away, what Jessica read, you are entitled to access to the beach.
Yes.
Okay, the two attorneys determine how can they agree on something to make that happen?
And we're not the only ones that are allowed access to the beach.
I know, but you brought this forward.
Right.
And so anybody down there, so if I park in the cul-de-sac, I can get to the beach. Right? No?
No, technically, it's not a public
I'm
act.
sorry,
But-
I was being, never mind.
If you were visiting the Brodricks and you were their guest,
Okay.
and they wanted to walk
So
with you
it's-
down to the beach, you
it's
would
a-
be more than welcome.
It's a deeded right-of-way.
Or anyone who was staying at 13 Widows Cove has access as part of their deeded rights.
Yep, okay. So, nothing's going to happen tonight.
That's okay. That's okay.
Would you consider withdrawing, but I'll let you talk with your
Well, we
client.
can consider withdrawing. Can we also consider continuing while we have these discussions?
Well, you want to continue?
Like to March 18th, we'll give you a month?
I would say can we continue to April? Does it have to be a month?
No?
It's April 2nd.
Mark, how long do you think it would take you two to get together?
Well, I could ask Attorney Rosen now, please send me a plan that your client can live with for stairway access to the beach from the deck and, repairing the deck. And I'll discuss that with you, of course, so, doesn't take long. But there has to be a mechanism where if we can't agree, then we can come back after this continuance period and pursue this application or a modified version of this application.
I would ask if we could continue it till April,
We have April 1 and April 15.
April 15.
Move to continue to April 15th.
Second.
Can I ask one question?
Hold on.
Sorry.
Hold on. For-
Wait, a minute. John?
There's one individual in the public that would like to speak.
And then Josh wanted to say something too.
Okay,
Would you like to open it?
yeah, please let him in, let him in. I see the name Jeff.
Hello?
Yes.
Hi, Commissioner. I do want to just
Can you
address quick.
Sorry, please identify
Jeffrey
yourself.
Johnson, 16 Widows Cove Lane, property
Thank you.
owner. I do just want to address the question with regards to when will the original order of conditions along the embankment be done, and then with that also the plan that I proposed and the DEP stated that it needed to be amended due to the fact that there was an overlap in those. As those of you know that have been to the site, the reason that those conditions or the replantings hadn't been done is up until a few weeks ago due to the renovation at my house, I didn't have water. I had no access, or I would not have had the ability to plant and provide a substantial a source to, in fact, keep plantings alive that would have been done. That's the reason why the duration has is what it is.
Okay, so, thank you. So we're looking at an amended order of conditions that will be coming from you shortly, Jeff?
Yes, I did talk to Christine. I further reached out to DEP to understand what that amendment process looks like, as it's kind of vague within their description, but I did finally get clarification from them. I have the process. I'll be able to submit that to Christine. I guess the only thing that I would say, Madam Chair, is that continuing until April, if you're looking for the work to be completed for said order of conditions and replanting, then the April timeline might be unlikely because the replantings are weather permitted.
Yes, I think we're looking for an approved amended order of conditions. That's what we're looking for, is approving it.
The plan.
Because I certainly can't ask you to plant something when the ground's frozen.
Yeah, so the coastal plantings that are to be done has already been approved by this board.
But we have an amended for,
So the approved coastal replantings overlaps the work that the projects are proposing.
all right. Okay,
So if I have to do the approved and or amend, like I said, I just don't know procedurally how the commission would want that to go,
then
play
reach
out.
out to Christine and get the, what makes it happen. Because I think what we're looking for is an amended order of conditions to take care of the vegetation along the walkway. Correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that was the plan that I submitted, and unfortunately, the day that, when I sat in front of the board, DEP had also notified Christine that apparently there was a change in personnel and somebody had left, so there was whatever issue that they had there that created the oversight that caused the delay in understanding of. But as far as the plan that I presented to the board, that plan would remain consistent. It just whether it be in the form of the amendment now rather than being a new order, it would be an amended order. Would be the best way to state it, I guess.
Yes. Thank you. Josh, did you want to say something?
Yeah, and I'm failing to see, and it's just a failure on my part probably, I'm failing to see a plan that produces the property lines with regard to the existing structure. Is it like right on the property line?
Very close to it.
I guess my question is, why isn't the proposal to reconstruct it as it was constructed?
Oh, it is.
Now, I'm seeing back in 21, there was an entire staircase coming off the easterly side.
There was, and the residue of that still remains in the water.
Oh, I thought the new one had a ladder off the very end.
The new one does have a ladder off the
That's
very
what
end.
they're planning.
Yes.
Because the stairs are
Because
gone.
the previous stair presumably did extend over the property line.
Okay, that's what my question was getting at. Thank you.
Yeah, just to clarify, and we do agree with their statement, the deck dock, whatever we're calling it, runs along the property line. So if you look at the second to last page, I believe, of the submission, where you see the plan, you'll see in faint dashed marks, and it says like stairwell previously existed. And then you'll see the stairs going further north off of the deck dock. And that the right edge of the deck dock is on or within inches of the property line.
Understood, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. We have, did we make the motion to continue into the 4:15?
We did
started
not
to.
vote. We did not vote yet.
We have not, the motion has been made?
Yes.
And seconded?
Yes.
Is there anybody, John, anybody else online?
No, it's not.
All right, so we have that motion. All in favor, Jessica?
Aye.
Scott?
Aye.
Paula Jean?
Aye.
Michael?
Aye.
Kwame?
Yes.
Sandy? Yes, we're continued in 4:15 to hear what proposal might be forthcoming.
Thank you, Madam Chair and members of the board.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll see you on the 15th of April.
Did you come up for this?
I've been here since September. I had a near fatal heart attack the day
Oh.
before we were to head back to California, and I have been here since then.
To enjoy our winter.
I am actually enjoying the winter because we grew up here.
Oh.
And so I am enjoying the winter. Even the bitter, bitter cold, I just snug in. So,
All right, next. I think this is, thank you. I think we're here for the town sidewalk on West Boulevard, which is probably why Josh is here.
I'm actually only here because I have access to the server here, and I have a lot of work to do. And instead of sitting in my lonely office, I figured I'd come and do my work with you folks.
And fake us out that you're here.
Thanks, Josh.
I'm here if you have questions. I just need to be caught up a little bit.
Okay. For the record, I did find the February 6th peer review.
Oh,
I
yeah.
put it with West Boulevard.
Oh.
Wrong folder. Okay. Is there anybody here representing this project? So there must be someone from Weston and Sampson online.
I do have one. I don't have them in.
Please. Okay.
Should move to continue. I move to dismiss, to adjourn.
All right.
Hello, sorry, Alex Gaspar from Weston and Sampson.
Okay, Alex. You gave us a new
so-
plan that had more trees on it.
Yes, so since we were last in front of you, we did submit a revised plan with a bunch more plantings than were originally proposed for your review.
On your plans, you have a key for the type of trees. You have a white and a red cedar. If you'll take a look at your plan, you use the same code for both the red and the white, so that it's,
Oh,
did that
apologies.
make sense? That lower left, lower right, you have a code for the two trees?
Yes, oh, yep,
Codes
I
are
see
the
what you're
same on
talking
both
about.
lines?
Yep,
Sorry,
I see that.
I just wanted to prove I looked. All right, talk to us about the changes.
Okay, so our understanding from our last meeting was you wanted us to investigate an option or alternative versus the concrete sidewalk to something possibly pervious.
Yes?
And to replace trees for the ones that we were going to take down. So we discussed your your concerns with the town. I believe we submitted an email to Christine that stated, how the plans were altered. The town is prefers to stick with the concrete sidewalk. Their concern is the maintenance on the impervious, I always say impervious, on the pervious pavement. That would, they're trying to move away from pavers, is my understanding, throughout town, because they have been a hassle for them. And they think they are just concerned with the maintenance that a half mile of pervious pavement and sidewalk would be for them. So their preference is to continue on with the concrete, and assuming that the 5 or 6 dry wells that we're installing will help mitigate the additional impervious surface that we're creating. As far as the trees go, we replaced any tree that was live. We replaced at a 2-to-1 ratio. The town preferred to, where there was a dead tree, we replaced them on a 1-to-1. So there were a total of 7 trees that are proposed to be removed as part of the project. Two are dead, so we've replaced those 1-to-1. And then I believe there's 3 deciduous trees and 2 pines of some types that we have replaced with 2, each tree in kind of the general same location, replaced, with 2 trees, the cedars to replace the pines, and then either a gray birch or a downy serviceberry or something like that to replace the others.
Okay, so you chose red and the white cedars,
We did.
and they are native to the eastern seaboard. And
They are recommended by the commonmass.gov for coastal applications.
Okay. Now, questions. Jessica,
No questions.
Scott,
No questions.
Paula Jean,
I'm trying to recall our conversation. I thought there were a few of us who were adamant that we wanted 2-to-1 on the trees. Even if it's a dead tree, as we know that a dead tree can provide just as much habitat as a live tree. So I don't know why the dead ones got devalued to be only 1-to-1. I like the 2-to-1 for any tree being taken out.
I'm pleased with the number of trees. It's certainly better than the one that
Better.
was originally planned.
Certainly better.
And there is a concern if we make them so thick on that water side, the neighbors will say goodbye to them as they lose their view. So I'm comfortable with what we got. I really am. That's me.
Okay, well, I was just answering because it was my turn to ask.
It was your turn to ask, yes.
So, that's me.
Okay. Anything for Michael?
I have no questions, thank you.
Kwame?
No questions, thank you.
Scott? And you sure you're comfortable?
I'm not comfortable with the dismissal of the pervious surfaces.
But you got that email I sent about ADA compliant.
Yeah, and I'm just looking at some pervious surfaces online that are ADA compliant. So they're more expensive, and there may be some maintenance, but they're pervious.
Yeah, so much better. I spaced totally, at my turn to speak, I spaced on the pervious because I was going to say the same thing.
Especially with the area and the sensitive nature of the top of the coastal bank. I think it deserves more attention. Maybe I'm butting my head against a wall on this one.
I don't know.
Josh, you can tell me if that's likely.
I I think the nature of the pervious material may introduce something that we haven't thought of, and that's as these materials get used, whether walk, drove, whatever. And I've seen this at the town hall in Falmouth tried to do something like this. If you ever go to the back of the town hall in Falmouth, the additional parking for town hall is created on this pervious pavement. And it's great. You go out there, you take a water bottle, you pour it on there, no puddling, nothing. It almost, seeps right into the ground. But my experience with that was over the probably year that I worked there, that material just gets eroded away from use. And I think one of the concerns we may want to consider on this one is that that's introducing maybe a new problem for the coastal bank there, is we've actually installed something that could erode away and create a contaminant.
Yeah, but I'm thinking of pervious surfaces that I've walked on in Greece and in Italy that are thousands of years old, and they still look awesome, and they're still pervious.
Can't speak to Greece and Italy.
Well, they
I don't
probably
know.
don't have the issue of frost heaves.
Oh, I'm not so sure about that.
No, it's just,
In Italy, it gets pretty cold.
it just, I'm concerned about a pervious surface that could very well lift and become a trippable surface.
Well, that depends on how they're laid, and
Well, it's still, over time, it will still be,
well, that's also going to be true about concrete. So you're planting trees alongside concrete when the roots,
well, the trees are being planned to go further away from the,
right, but you're still going to have subsidence. You're still going to have tree roots pushing up the sidewalks. You're going to have trip hazards with concrete.
but I believe if you look at the plan, they have something planned for something to prevent the roots from coming in underneath the sidewalk.
Where we're within about 10 feet or 15 feet, we're installing a root barrier. So it's basically just a plastic plate that goes down, and the roots just avoid that area. They just go, different directions. So they'll stay away from the concrete. That is a problem around trees. The trees we're proposing are going to be planted like 25 feet away, so that won't be a problem.
And, nothing lasts forever. There's a downside to everything.
Yep.
But the bigger picture is that as we have all become more educated about the environment, we know that a pervious surface is not great in a lot of situations, and an impervious surface, and one that is pervious has advantages in the long run, different advantages, not just economics.
Okay.
So Josh didn't answer my question.
Sorry.
Am I banging my head against the wall for no reason?
Good reason.
I think it's very unlikely that the town takes a position other than concrete on this project.
That's as clear as an answer as I could hope for. Thanks, Josh.
Well, my concern is that I want to make sure that that whole length of West Boulevard and the sidewalks, that the stormwater drains are maintained. Because I would put in an order of conditions that all stormwater drains on West Boulevard be cleaned at least twice a year. Once after the streets are swept and once before the fall starts. Because I want to put it in the order of conditions that the town must maintain our stormwater drains.
Should we require a bond?
Of course.
So,
Well,
Christine, do you have any comments?
Nope.
We got our trees, not as many as we wanted, but we got trees. I just hope that the neighbors don't cut them down. Alex, I have a question. Who put together the request for the clerk's office, the assessor's office to give you the list of abutters?
I put in that request.
Sorry, any idea who requested the clerk's office, the assessor's office, the list of abutters for this project?
I had put in their request. I'm not sure who had provided it to me.
Well, it goes to the assessors, because it's hard to believe that in your document on the list of abutters, we only have 7 properties. It's hard to believe that someone didn't recognize there's more than 7 homes that abut West Boulevard.
A quarter mile along the seashore.
Yeah.
There aren't, I'm not sure if maybe pages weren't, for the abutters notification, we had much more than 7 properties.
It wasn't in your document. It listed West Boulevard 15, 17, 19, 21, 23, 25, and 27. Those are the only properties listed in the document you gave us as butter notifications.
Those are a list of property owners. I think if you go to Appendix F, you'll find, and I can screen share if that's more helpful, but Appendix F is going to have all of the abutters that were notified.
Okay, I thought I looked at F. All right, just that's question is, I was surprised at how short the list was. Okay, because we had someone from 6 West Boulevard who was never notified, and I was trying to give her an answer as to how she was not, but that's another issue. All right. Nobody else online? No one online?
I have one.
Okay. Please, who, let him in? I see the name Tom.
Actually, this is Linda Hannon.
Okay, Linda.
I have a couple questions. I'm at 62 West Boulevard, and Alex, I can confirm that we did get an abutters notice. So there were more than 7.
Okay, thank you.
So I have actually 2 questions. Number 1, Sandy, to your point, a lot of the neighbors are not going to be happy if we lose our views. Can you guys share with us where these additional trees are going to be going?
Okay.
Yep, I can. I have the plan set up so I can screen share if we think that would be helpful.
There'll be no trees installed in front of your house. I can
Thank
tell
you.
you that.
Well, I appreciate that, but as you can imagine, the neighbors have been talking.
Well, the trees that we selected we selected them because they grow like, maybe 40 feet tall, and they're going to be down the bank more than that trees that are there now. So, and they'll be planted as 2 or 2.5 inch caliper trees that are like, 8 feet tall now. So it'll be many years, I think, before they'll be even possibly, I think 62 is on the next.
Okay, and Linda?
Yeah, we're on the corner of 2nd.
They're red and
next.
white cedar, if you want to look up red American, white American white, or something like that, cedar trees.
Eastern white cedar. The eastern white cedar.
Are the species listed in the plan?
Blueberries on it.
Yes, the new plan.
The species are.
Okay, so there's one there on the left.
Sorry.
Yep. That'll be over where that dead one is.
Wait. Scott asked if the botanical name was listed on the plan.
They are not on the plan, but they will be in the specifications.
Yeah, they're just.
Okay, thank you. All right.
Okay.
Tell us where
Okay.
these new trees are going.
Yep, so in terms of 62, the only tree that's sort of in your vicinity is this one, this gray birch, over to the left here.
Okay.
Then, across from 70, we have a white cedar and a red cedar. Across from 68, we have a white cedar and a downy serviceberry.
Those two are a good example of they're 5 or 6 feet down the slope, replacing a mature tree, replacing an 18-inch tree. So the view is actually going to improve at least for 20 years.
Okay.
and then just another white cedar, red cedar across from 56, and a white cedar, red cedar across from 54.
Okay, that's fabulous. And then my second question is, can you just talk about what's going on right across from our house where you have like that little bump out? See that?
Right,
Yeah,
that's, right, that's a location where we can actually save those 4 trees, those 4 healthy trees. So that's why we went off the edge of the road there. And it's
Okay, so
also
those-
providing, go ahead, sorry.
So those are the trees. I'm good with that. My question was, okay, well, I have a couple questions. I know you guys were talking about more plantings there. There's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plantings. Can you tell us what those will be? Are they going to be like a foot tall, 10 feet tall? What are we thinking?
I think those are mature to about 6 feet, but they're also about 4 feet down below the road, I believe. So those shouldn't impact any views. And they're behind, the town asked us to plant those there because apparently, I guess, folks are dragging their kayaks in that particular area and it's eroding. So we're kind of installing a ramp or a platform just to the left of that, that kind of direct people to go off in that location. But they'll be behind the existing trees. You may not even see them there.
Okay, Linda, they're called black chokeberry, if you'd like to Google.
Okay, we'll check that up. Awesome, guys. And then the last question is that can you talk about that, what you just said, the ramp, which I believe is going down to the beach? Like, what is that going to look like?
It's just going to look like a piece of sidewalk. It's just an additional panel. So the sidewalk itself is going to be 4.5 feet wide. In that particular spot, it's going to be 9 feet wide and like 9 feet across. It's just to try to direct people to take one path to the beach and not just go off. It was something the town had requested.
Okay, and are you going to put like some kind of a ramp or stairs or something down to the beach there?
No, it's going to be at grade and it's just, it's going to maintain, you can see the contours there. It's a little steep, but you can see, well, maybe you can't, how, there is kind of a, landing there already for,
Right, and it's like a little pathway down to the beach
Yes.
right now.
Yep.
Okay, so that just is going to stay the same?
Yes.
Okay, and then so there's like a ton of overgrowth to the left of that? Like a big overgrown bush and stuff. Are you guys going to clear all that crap out, or is that all going to stay?
Well, the clearing will be limited to what needs to get done to install the sidewalk. So typically, I mean, they're going to, when it's along the edge of the road, they're only going to have to go like a foot beyond the back of the sidewalk to install to form up the sidewalk itself. Down there, they're going to have to get a piece of equipment, so they may have to do like 5 foot off the back of the walk.
Okay.
So that area would be cleared.
Because there is that dry well that's there now. So the dry well you have on the map, is that the current one that's there?
There's one kind of to the left, more in front of number 64.
Yeah.
That's an existing catch basin. We're installing one basically like right in front of your house and then like 3 or 4 more as you move toward Onset Ave. Those are new.
Okay, because I'm just trying to, and I wish I could see, but there's all the snow that we're all so tired of. There's one that I know that's out there already that I think is the drains out to the catches the water and drains out. And I know at least once that has been, the erosion has completely uncovered that.
Madam Chair, is this the right forum for this kind of question and answer period?
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
Well, it is, if I take a look at the plan, the dry well and catch basins are on the plan. But,
We're 3 hours into the meeting. and
yes, we are.
And it's important that the public understand the plans, but I'm wondering if there's a better forum for this kind of question and answer period.
I don't know.
I'm almost done. Let me make my point maybe. My only thing that I'm saying, which I do believe you guys care about, is that there has been a lot of erosion around that in the past. It's on the water side of where the sidewalk is going to go, and I don't see it on this map. I just want to make sure that what you guys are doing is going to enhance what we have there versus continued erosion of that area. That's all.
Thank you for your comment. Okay?
That was it.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for all you're doing. We do appreciate it.
So, all right. Christine, your comments, anything?
No, I think having the trees put in is going to help with the stability over there, so that'll be a good thing. I think having the chokeberries and everything will be good. That's kind of my
So the only thing I'm thinking is that we put in our order conditions, the cleaning out of the catch spaces twice a year.
Yeah, and then the annual, well, the reports from those maintenance visits.
And report that's been done. Anything else? Anybody else would like to add something to the order of conditions?
Beach plums. Are there any beach plums getting put in?
No?
They're not high, they're not super expensive, they're nice, they hold the bank.
There's nothing on here for
Appropriate
beach
beach,
plans. If we had
you know?
mentioned it, I'm sure they would have.
Seems like I think I mentioned it before.
Oh,
It's
it's not
one of
in
my
my notes.
particular favorites, but
All right.
How many would you like?
many as possible.
Maybe closer down.
Bazillion.
What's the difference between the trees that you didn't get your 2-to-1 ratio for?
In other words, add beach plums to make the ones be twos.
Yeah, what's that
That sounds
number?
great. I forget which ones they were, but specifically. But I think, I'm just thinking of people and their vista, and you don't want them tall, and they're self-limiting as far as height goes. Nice white flowers in the spring,
And then in the summer.
fruit
you
action
get-
in the fall.
Is it Alex online? I'm sorry, I can't see.
Yep.
Is there?
Alex, do you know that number? What was the number of dead trees that you're proposing to?
2.
Yeah, it was 2.
Why don't you condition 4 beach plums be added to the plan?
Sure thing.
And the location to be determined by, where's a good
Taken.
place to put them? Sunset Boulevard and West, is that some nice area for beach plums? Next to where you're gonna put in the gray birch? That's a pretty open corner there, isn't it?
Yeah,
That can
it is. Yeah,
accommodate
there,
some
there
additional
is room
plantings?
there for sure. Yep.
Okay, so that we're gonna have 4 beach plums at the corner of Sunset Island and West.
So 4 additional trees or
No.
2 additional trees?
4 beach plums, bushes.
Okay.
Yeah, they're really low growth.
Yeah. And the birds like them.
And people like them too.
And the people like them too because beach plum jelly.
Yep, you can make a really good jelly from them.
Okay, they're low growing. Put them
400.
in a clump. All right. Anything else for an order of conditions? If not, anybody willing to take a motion to approve the project as a standard order of conditions
Sure.
with clearing out of the catch basins twice a year and a report from municipal maintenance twice a year that it's been done, an additional 4 beach plum plants at the corner of Sunset Island and West Boulevard.
I move that we accept the project with the standard order of conditions with the catch basins cleaned twice a year and reports regarding the cleaning of the catch basins from maintenance to the Conservation Commission twice a year, and 4 beech plums planted.
That is the motion.
Second.
I have a second. All in favor, Jessica,
Aye.
Scott,
No.
Paula Jean,
Aye.
Michael,
Aye.
Kwame,
Yes.
Sandy, aye. The vote is 5-1-0 with Scott, no. So that's the motion.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Will you please let Mr. Sullivan know?
Will do.
Done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. We next on the, whoops, that was, okay. We have certification of compliance request. That can be done very quickly, Scott. Can't it?
Indeed.
We ran into a question last time we went through this. We didn't know if the catch basins or dry wells had been installed.
Yes, 49 Edgewater Way, confirmed that they were. So you can recommend an issuance of a certificate of compliance for that one.
Is that a partial or a complete one then?
That one is, oh, let me double check. This one was a complete.
Oh, so moved.
The other one was the partial.
Second.
This is SC 761647.
Yes.
That's the motion and second. All in favor, Jessica?
Aye.
Scott?
Aye.
Paula Jean?
Aye.
Michael?
Aye.
Kwame? Sandy? Yes. Next.
This one I actually had to take out. This one was the one that you guys had wanted them to amend the order of conditions for. So I'm gonna pass over that one.
So
Burgess Point, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
the next one is 186 Onset Ave.
Yep, for the Bayview Park improvements. So I'll recommend issuance of a certificate of compliance for that.
Okay,
SC
so moved.
762782.
Yes.
I have a motion.
Second.
I have a second. All in favor, Jessica?
Aye.
Scott?
Aye.
Paula Jean?
Aye.
Michael?
Aye.
Kwame? Sandy?
Yes.
Yes. Next one is 20 Long Nick Road, SC 762076.
So for this one, I want to continue so I can do a little bit more looking into it. It looks like there were some structures that were built that weren't on the approved plan. And I want to figure out whether or not those were a commission condition or if it was just something, you know.
Okay. Next one is 79 Green Gate Lane, SC 762603.
This one is the same as 20 Long Neck. Additions were made that weren't on the original plans. And some things that were on the original plans weren't done.
Okay, so that we continued. Next one is 2890 Cranberry Highway, SC 761869.
So this one actually never even started. So recommend issuance of certificate of compliance with the order of conditions having lapsed and no work ever being performed.
Somebody.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
You want it approved?
Approved?
Yes.
Does that even make sense?
No.
It's one of the options on the certificate of compliance is that the order of conditions has lapsed and that work wasn't done and any new work that would come before the commission needs a new order of conditions.
So you call it approval. It's really
Call
like
it
we're
approved.
vanishing
We're
it.
closing it out?
Yeah,
We're closing it out?
yeah, but it's
Okay.
still an approval.
Oh, it's approval. So I have that motion.
Second.
I have a second. All in favor, Jessica? Scott?
Aye.
Aye.
Paula Jean?
Aye.
Michael?
Aye.
Kwame?
Yes.
Sandy? Yes. Okay. Is there anything else we need to do tonight before we say, so we have 4 approved projects, including an amended order of conditions, and 2 certification of compliances, and minutes. All right,
You have 21 Pleasant Street on the agenda.
It's just a continued enforcement, waiting
Oh.
for the snow to clear and the
Okay.
vegetation to come back.
Yeah, which it is
That's
coming
that
back.
clearing thing that we kept it on the line. So, please, somebody at
Make a motion
9:09.
Yes.
Adjourn at 9:09.
I have a motion to adjourn. All in favor? Aye.
Hi.
Aye.
Thank you.
Bye, Jessica.
Hey, Jessica.
Bye, you guys.
How warm? How
It's
hot?
really nice here. I don't want to talk about it too much because I don't want you guys to get upset, but it's nice. I'll be home soon though.
All right. When?
Mid-March.